And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your man DL saying, y'all know what it is. DL saying I really want to know podcast. I haven't done any downrange podcasts yet. End of the year, not a whole lot of political stuff going on out there. It's some, definitely some, but I haven't been getting really crazy with the political stuff. I will be first quarter. I will be getting crazy with it. You got to stay consistent. This is something that Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit podcast and also Fresh has told me, and they've told not just me, they've told this to all their supporters. They tell us to anyone who listen when it comes to doing the podcast or getting out there doing this kind of thing, man. You have to stay consistent. You have to grind. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do one today. I'm not gonna do one today. People give me a pass. It's the day after Christmas, but I'm watching everybody else out there doing their grind. I just got done watching Fresh and Fit, and I'm like, you know what? I am about to do one today. You know what I mean? Brother Mike, I see you, fam. What is good? What's good? What's good? About to go to basketball practice. Hey, man, make that happen, bro. Be safe out there, man. I'm not quite sure where you are. I think you out west. You know what I mean? If the weather's a factor, man, keep that in mind. Be safe, brother. Be safe out there. Go have a good practice. For those of y'all who are in the cold weather areas, man, y'all being impacted, be prepared when y'all out there driving around. Have an extra blanket in the back, in the trunk somewhere, a couple extra blankets. You know what I mean? Make sure you got a flashlight with some lights in it. Some batteries in it. Make sure you're prepared in case you get stuck somewhere. Like if you get somewhere, you get stuck somewhere, make sure you're prepared. Try to keep your vehicle full. Don't let it go down. Don't let it go past half a tank. Again, in case something goes wrong, you have to sit in the car for an extended time before you picked up. You know what I mean? Make sure hopefully you did all your winterizing and all that stuff before the storms hit. I used to live in Ohio. I grew up in it, man. It's the reason I don't go home. It's too cold, especially this time of year. Things happen like this, you know what I mean? So be careful. I'm all the way down here in Florida, bro, and it's getting like close to freezing, right? Which still ain't nothing, you know what I mean? So compared to what's going on back home, what's going on with the hard hit areas. So be smart out there, people. Be prepared. Be prepared. Cold will kill you, and it will kill you slow. You know what I mean? It's not like everything else, man. Cold will kill you, but it will kill you slow. So, y'all be careful out there. It's rough. It's rough. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as I was saying, man, I was watching Fresh and Fit. You know what I mean? They went hard. Everybody else is going hard. Everybody's doing what they're doing. Black Man Unfiltered is doing stuff. Everybody's working. Like, shit, I'm not going to be the one sitting there not pulling, you know what I mean, pulling my weight. So I sat there while I was watching the show. Again, they're early shows, Fresh and Fit early shows for you guys out there who are trying to figure it out. Those you guys out there who are trying to get, you know what I mean, level up. Y'all need to watch the early shows. It's Fresh and Myron, and then sometimes they'll have guests on, subject matter experts. You know what I mean? Today was just Fresh and Myron. They were talking about their thoughts on marriage in America, marriage in the West. Fresh told his story. You know what I mean? Like he actually told before Fresh and Fit, before, when he back in the day when he was just, you know what I'm saying, regular dude coming over, trying to find his way. He talks about what he did. You know what I mean? He's been married before. He married a single mom. He talked about everything he did, his plans, why he did it, and all that. Really good episode. I'm telling you, if y'all out there, you're trying to figure it out, if you're one of those guys who fell into this RP world, who came over to YouTube searching for answers, that's an episode you definitely want to watch. You might not agree with their stance on it, and that's fine. But definitely listen to what they have to say about that particular subject, especially you young guys out there. You need to be smart today. Be smart. So I was sitting there watching that show, and I was thinking, I've been wanting to do a show on this anyway, and I was like, instead of waiting to do one big show, I just want to come up here, and I want to talk some red pill numbers, right? RP numbers in the U.S., right? So and this is going to be a series. I'm going to do more of these because people hear all these numbers, and a lot of times people are like, where are you getting these numbers, and what do these numbers mean, and, how does that apply to the dating world and all this kind of stuff? You know what I mean? Wonderful 34s in the house. What's good, fam? What up, player? Good to see you. Thank you so much, man. Definitely, hey man, I gotta tell you, man, I appreciate every time you know what I'm saying. Every time you bless a brother with a donation, man, I see it. It does not go unnoticed. Thank you very much, bro. Like I said, I'm sitting. This your chair, homie. You bought this chair. You and some others, man. Y'all sending in the bread. I reinvest the money immediately, and we're getting closer and closer, y'all, to getting chats. I know most of the people on like the Fresh and Fit fam. They want to be able to super chat because it's easier. Just be able to click, boom. It's coming. It's coming, y'all. We're getting real close. Brother Vikings in the house. Viking Paradigm was good, fam. Good to see you. I'm looking at my dashboard now, making sure. All right, making sure YouTube didn't send me any nasty grams. They didn't. I'm looking at monetization. Yo, 3,852 public watch hours is where we are right now. We only need 4,000 to be monetized. Looks like I'm going to make it before the end of the year at this rate. If it keeps going, yo, like, look at that, man. Look at that. Thank y'all so much. We are getting there, y'all. Damn, I didn't even know I was that close. Wow, we are getting there. We're almost monetized. Can't wait till we get monetized. I think I'm playing this means a lot to me. You know what I mean? Like doing this YouTube stuff, man. This YouTube stuff ain't easy, and it's not supposed to be. You feel me? Anything worth having isn't easy. It takes work to get it. Ask anybody who's out there trying to do it. You know what I mean? Y'all might want to ask them people who maybe was working on someone else's platform and thought they could do it better. You might want to ask some of them people going out there thinking it's real easy. Like, I'm just going to go out there and do it better because certain folks go out there and make it look easy. Michael Jordan make basketball look real easy till you get out there and try to do it yourself. You know what I mean? Tom Brady makes it look real simple to be a quarterback, doesn't he? Till you get out there and try to do it yourself. This is hard. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the interaction. I appreciate the fact that I could just pop on and people see that I'm on and come and show love. You know what I mean? Like Wonderful 34, like Brother Michael, you know what I mean? Like Brother Viking. Primal Studies is in the house. What's good, fam? You know what I mean? Thank you so much for coming through, man. I appreciate it. That's for you. You know what I mean? We are cool, man. We are getting there. You know what I mean? Brother Tarus is in the house. What's good, fam? How about them Browns, bro? Hey, the Bengals tried to get one away, didn't we? We tried hard to get that game away, bro. Boy, New England almost did their little stizzle, but we managed to come through in the end. You know what I mean? So we're getting there, y'all. We are getting there. We'll be monetized soon. And I just want to thank all y'all for the support. I really do appreciate it. We're about to roll into 2023. I'm gonna be stepping things up. I'm in the works of putting together some different variants. You know what I mean? I'm working on getting a studio. I'm seeing on YouTube that people love that dynamic, having in studio guests and stuff like that. I don't want to have them in my house. You know what I mean? So I'm working on getting a studio. Maybe I'll just those shows will be pre-recorded more likely at first. We'll do maybe one a quarter, see how it goes. We'll see the interaction. And then if it really gets big, what I'll probably do is shoot the show. And then while I'm playing it, we can all react to it live. Maybe we'll do something like that so I can still read and interact with you guys as the show is going. And then maybe we'll get to a point where the actual show itself is live. But I'm here in Tampa. There are plenty of people to talk to. There's plenty, there are plenty of people to have out. I think it'll be an interesting thing to do. And we're going to do it. I'm going to try to bring, the fire content as as we do it. We're going to just keep rocking it. Yeah, and it's going to be Red Pill stuff. And we're going to continue to do Downrange podcasts. You're going to see that. And I'm going to branch more into entertainment. Yeah, I know I'm a comedian. I love the entertainment world. I love comedy. I love anything creative. So I'm going to branch off into that. And we're going to see what it do. And y'all know how I get down. I'm not just going to give you the red meat. I know I can go out here right now. And I know there's certain content that I can hit right now. Just go crazy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this stuff to just to be doing it to get likes, to get views and all that kind of stuff. I want to do stuff that makes sense to me. I want to do things that are interesting. I want to bring all that to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be able to come to a platform you can get here and be like, shit, we have no idea what this brother going to be talking about. You know what I mean? Is he going to be talking about aliens? Which I'm working on a show about that. Is he going to be talking about politics? Is he going to be talking about relationships? Is he going to be talking about making money? Is he going to be talking about this? Is he going to be talking about that? That's what I want to bring. I want to keep everybody guessing oh, shit. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, we're going to always come back to this Red Pill stuff. Because this This is a thing in America, bro. And this dating dynamic, the way this culture shift, right, this is a big thing. This could destroy America if left unchecked. I'm keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Y'all people think, oh, you going too far, big uncle. No, I'm not. This could be a problem. You know what I mean? This could be a problem. So we're gonna do that. Brother Cody is king in the house. What's good, fam? Good to see you. This is entertainment. It is, but I'm talking about what's going on in Hollywood, what's going on with like the movie making stuff, what's going on in comedy, what's going on. I'm gonna shift into that, like going to like find some young artists who are out there, like, you know, doing all kind of art, like maybe painting or doing sculptures or whatever. I want to get out there and I want to show y'all that. You know what I mean? Because I got an artistic side. You know, feel me? I want to go out there and show y'all what I'm looking at. So this is entertainment, bro. I try to be entertaining. And I think I could do better. Y'all know I'm all about self-assessment, right? I look at every episode. I go back and I look at the episodes, and I'm you know, it's game footage. I'm like, shit, I could do better here. I could do better there. Maybe I could get this. Maybe I can get that. And that's what I mean. And I got y'all, you know, telling me what it is. Please continue to comment, y'all, for real. I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? Brother Cody, he's always letting me know. If I start to go astray, he'll tell me, like, I don't know about this, bro. You know what I mean? If I'm doing it right, they'll be like W. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at that, y'all. I need that. I need it. You know what I mean? You guys got to tell me what it is. But we got it going, you know what I'm saying? We got it going good. Going real good. We're going to keep growing it. So, and I'm going to drop the link because, you know, I'm just really just chilling. I don't plan on doing a real long show. Every time I say that, I wind up going almost 3 hours. But I don't plan on this taking long. I want to run some numbers. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat real quick for anybody who want to jump up here. You know, just to chop it up, man. I hope everybody had happy Christmas. If you know what I mean, if that's what you're doing or whatever, happy holidays. And in particular, it is what it is. I hope whatever y'all got going on, I hope it's going well. For those of y'all who into the whole Christmas thing, man, Merry Christmas and all that. I hope it's going well. I hope you got your family together and everything, and everybody's safe and all that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't crazy about this time of year. I'm not. Well, if up to me, honestly, I would go somewhere and just chill out and wait till it's over and then come back. But, you know what I'm saying? I got a daughter, and it means something to her. So, you know what I mean? We're doing what we're doing, and my daughter's at that age where she understands what it is. Like, and, you know, it just, I still want her to be happy and have a good time and have access to all of her family and all that good stuff. So, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't crazy about it, but it is what it is. And we just going to keep pushing through with it. You feel me? Don 007's in the house. Was good, fam. Street interviews, get out and speak with the people. Yeah. I'm definitely thinking about doing that. Look for that towards quarter 2, quarter 3 of next year. Definitely want to start doing that. That's when you start to get into paperwork, and you got to make sure. We did a lot of this kind of stuff in Hollywood, but I wasn't doing it for YouTube. When I was in Hollywood, we had a video. We went to the Stan Lee Comic Con kind of thing, which is just the LA Comic Con now. But yeah, man, it's to really do it right, you need releases and stuff like that. So that's why it's going to take me to like quarter 2, quarter 3 before I start doing that, because I want to make sure everything is tight. You know, in this country, people love to sue just for the hell of it. So I just want to make sure everything's good. But I definitely got plans to get out there and interact with the public, especially up here in Central Florida. You feel me? You know what I mean? Cody is king. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Feliz Navidad and all that good stuff, bro. Hope Father Christmas was kind to you. Cody is king. You know what I mean? Yeah, because y'all in Canada, man. It's more closer to Father Christmas or is it Santa? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, man, let's get into this, bro. What I wanted to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the link is down. I just dropped the link in the chat for anybody who want to come up, man. If y'all just want to come up and say hi, want to come up and say whatever you want to say, it's all gravy. You know what I mean? Feel free to pop on up. But we're going to talk about some of these red pill numbers. A lot of people come over here who aren't from the red pill world, because we have a lot of people come to this platform, you know what I mean, that don't know anything about the red pill. You know what I mean? So they know me, they respect me, and they listen to me talk about it. And so I want to continue along these lines, because we get to blend these two communities that wouldn't normally, you know what I mean? These two bubbles would probably bounce off each other and never really, you know what I mean, chop it up. You know what I mean? Brother Jason's in the house. What's good, fam? And that goes out to you too, brother. I appreciate all the financial support, man. Every single dollar counts. And like I said, we We've almost reached the requirement to have super chats. And the way I understand it, once we get those last few views in, YouTube will send me a letter, and then I guess there's a process. I got to, work with them. I don't know. I got to fill some stuff out. I don't know. Probably got to link some sort of account to it. I don't know what I got to do, and I'm going to do something, and then bam, we'll have the super chat function. So, and plus whatever comes with that. Again, I'm new to this. I don't know. I'm going to find out. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, look at that. We got Brother Terus in the house, man. He probably just trying to get, tired of being cold, man. Let's get him up here so, you know what I mean? So he ain't freezing. I know you ain't got no installation in that garage, but it's got to be cold in that garage, man. What's good with you?
Bro, hey, this space heater right now is doing such an amazing job. Bro, because my fan be all laid out in the couch, and, sometimes this shit can get loud as hell. Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas, bro. Feliz Navidad and all that good stuff for those of you who speak that Spaniel. You know what I mean? How you feeling, bro? How'd it go? Is the family happy, man? With the kids happy? Just take a moment real quick and reflect on what happened yesterday.
Man, yesterday was so good. Today I thought, you know what? There's so much snow in this driveway. Let me start that workout early, that workout plan early. My wife's leftovers said, nah, son, come get this plate.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, I'm stuffed. I've been zombie walking, bro. It was great. How was yours?
Yeah, it's all good, man. Like I say, man, I made sure my daughters were with her moms and everything, so she was with that part of her family doing their thing. I normally just chill out. You know what I'm saying? I take this time. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just hunker down, bro. Like I said, I ain't a big fan this time of year. I just sit back, chill. Like when it's over, then I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? All right, cool. Yeah. Let's go. You know what I mean? So, but she was cool. You know what I mean? I was checking in on family, and everybody was cool. Everything was everything. So it's working the way it's supposed to work, man. So yeah, man. I guess you're gonna rock with me for a while on tonight's topic. Like I said, I'm not trying to go too crazy, but I ain't worried about time. If it gets going good, it goes good. We just keep rocking it. But I want to talk about RP numbers,
bro. Let's go.
I know, and I know you're gonna have questions. Actually, it's kind of perfect that you jumped on, because I know you're gonna have questions. So, we're gonna talk some RP numbers. We're just gonna talk a couple talking points because these numbers you hear more than any other number, right? So we're always talking about the 80-20 rule. You familiar with the 80-20 rule, bro? I know you've heard me say it a couple times.
I've heard you say it, but I'm not familiar with it in a practical sense.
Okay, so when we talk about the 80-20 rule, we're talking about dating. This is from the perspective of women. Women find 80% of men unattractive. They just don't see them. We consider those the bottom 80, like they're invisible to most women, and which means that 20% of men have the traits, the qualities, the attributes that most women find attractive, and those are the guys that most women want to be with.
Okay,
right?
So this is a total combination of all the attributes added up equals 80% don't find, or 80% of women don't find.
Well, 20%? Here's it. Most women find only 20% of men attractive, worth their time, worth even chasing.
Okay.
And the bottom 80% are pretty much invisible. 80-20. 80-20 rule. So he'll say that most guys, and when I had this talk with dudes, especially dudes who are not in the bottom 80, dudes are like, that doesn't even make sense, right? Because I see the look on your face like, how's that math even mathing? Is that pretty much what you're thinking?
I'm here. I'm already getting my mind blown, bro. Just let's do it.
So that's what we're talking about, the 80-20 rule. So most women, when you talk to women, they say all these things about guys, like, they're all cheaters. You know what I mean? They're players. They're out here having sex. They don't care. Like they're doing all this stuff, right? When in reality, women don't seem to realize that they don't even see the other guys. Like if they're in Kroger or if they're in, Walgreens or something like that, they don't see the dude who's like stocking the shelves. They don't see the dude who's out there collecting the carts in the parking lot. You feel me? They don't see the dude who's like cutting the meat in the deli section. They don't see them dudes. Who do they see? They see the big dudes. You know what I mean? They see the guys at the top. They seeing the guys who got game. They seeing the players. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing the CEOs. They're seeing the businesmen, like the guys who don't, quote unquote, pull themselves up by the bootstraps or whatever. That's what they're seeing, and that's what they're pursuing. So those are so that was the first number I wanted to start with. That if the 80-20 rule is true, what does that mean in real numbers? Like if women if women only see the top 20%, what does that mean in real numbers? I see Brother Mandrell's in the house, man. What's good, fam? We talking about some RP numbers, bro. It's just a few points. We're really chopping it up about anything too, bro. If you want to come up, I dropped a link already. If you want to come up, man, come on up. You can join this conversation if you wish. You know what I mean, Brother Mandrell? Fire. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't say that around Brother Mandrell because he might pull the trick. You know, that guy's former Green Beret. Gotta be careful what I say around him. If I say fire, I might want to duck because them rounds might come down range. But let's look at the numbers, right? The number of men in the United States, 162.4 million men in the United States, right? And that, you know, and for you guys wondering where I got the numbers, just simple Google searches and stuff like that. It comes from like census data. It might come from some other publications or whatever, but it's just basic. And you know, these numbers aren't like hardcore, whatever. So 162.4 million men in the U.S. So if the 80-20 rule is true, that means women are only attracted to 32.5 million men. Think about that.
On any given day.
Correct. Right. And the rest was 100. That's like 130 million men that go unseen. We're just talking about in America. If the 80-20 rule is true. Right. So when you watch a show like Fresh and Fit, or if you watch Just Pearly Things, or if you watch any of these shows now, which everyone has a panel these days, and they ask women what they want, right? They're basically describing the top 20% of whatever market they're in. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts so far just on that alone?
And since this is the season of giving, I'm going to try to put my perspective in this reality, or keep my opinions in this reality. If I'm going to say that the 80-20% rule is close and somewhat accurate, before I can give you an answer, what's the inverse? What's the percentage of women that most guys pay attention to, or that are seen by men?
100% of women are seen by guys. There's no such thing. Think about that. And think about that for a moment. Even like you said, in the spirit of the holidays, even the girls who love their curves, right? Even the girls at the lower realm of the spectrum being 1 through 10, all women can get attention from men. So we'll have to run it, just to be fair, let's say 98% of women, you know what I mean, are seen. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I have a hard time believing that 2% of women are invisible to most men. I just can't see. I just don't see that. And how do we know this? Look, what culture are we currently living in? We're living in the simp culture, right? And so these dudes are seeing women at every level. So that would be my answer. That would be my retort.
So all right. So now I got both. Let's say both parallel universes. This is still based on a random chance, because let's put it from the perspective of, you know what, fuck it, this is a panel, bro. I'm a woman, and I just took this survey, and they just asked me whatever, however I got, and I'm part of the 80% that only see 20%, right? That was based on everything up until that point, or maybe that day, correct? So even though I didn't see maybe this guy who worked, I don't know, at UPS, that didn't take into my equation when I took this survey or when I got asked this question. But what if I just met that guy then tomorrow? Would that answer then change?
Yes. I mean, I get where you're coming from. But here's the thing. Especially nowadays, there's tons of data that didn't exist, 10, 15, 20 years ago that exist now. I'm talking about dating technology. Right. So when you look at eHarmony, which there's a book about that, right? About, what women are really looking for. You look at Tinder studies and stuff like that. It's proven now that most women find most men unattractive. And it was something here, because the chat's already active on this, right? So Brother Jason was saying right off rip, that's wrong, bro. It's the top 20 are not ugly. Only 5% are attractive. And, yes, and I've seen that. And here's the thing. What they're talking about is these studies are showing that most women find 80% of men unattractive. The top 20, and I get his point, and I kind of agree with him. The top 20 of those, guys that are just like, okay, I find these top 20 guys somewhat attractive, but the only real fine ones are like even at the very tip top of that, right? And there's a lot of different factors in that, like what women are looking for and stuff like that. And it's not just physical attractiveness. You know what I mean? We all know that. You look at DJ, yeah,
physical, salary,
money. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever personality
clout.
Question they asked up in there.
Yeah, money, clout, resources, and all that. Look at someone like DJ Khaled. You know what I mean? He ain't got to do a push up ever, and guess what? He's always gonna have dimes around. And brother Jason also went on to say, Roller said you can say it's like 100% of women find the bottom 80 unattractive, and that's what Roller Tomasi says. And we got brother Marcus, my favorite Devil Dogs in the house. What's good, fam? Shout out to you. Thanks for being here, bro. Appreciate it. So, but that's it right there. Most women, now there could be argument on the 80-20, 95-5, 90-10. You can argue those points if you want, but I accept the fact that most women find most men unattractive. And you don't seem to agree with that.
Right, because I'm not trying to be politically correct here. Just sometimes the way we reference things puts a false narrative around it. Sometimes I wonder if that number or percentage is more true if you just say 80% of women don't notice more than 20% of the guys. Unattractive seems to be a bit specific. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, we can make a play on words, but I accept the fact that in order for women to find you attractive, you're going to have to do some work and separate yourself from the rest of the pack, the rest of the pack being the 80%. I accept that. So,
right, but the criteria is different because, I mean, you've interacted with plenty of women, bro. There could be a guy who's physically attractive, and then the moment they open their mouth, that woman's like, oh, shit, this dude's an airhead. And then they find him unattractive, right? Men, from the other perspective, I could see why maybe 100% of women get noticed because men are shallow as fuck. We are almost all about physical, and we're willing to put up with shit depending on how pretty you are.
We want to reproduce. Just that alone. Yeah. The fact that you got these women out here who are barely average, like Kevin Saint was told that woman, you're average at best. She had tons of dudes trying to holler at her. You know what I mean? I saw that woman, I was like, yeesh, that woman was ugly and she had makeup on, bro. No way in hell I'd ever talk to her. That's just me. They're mad dudes that will. You know what I mean? Last good man in Jersey's in the house was good, fam. 20% are attractive, 20% make enough money, 20% are tall enough. Factor in single, childless, and interested and you are at less than 1%.
Childish is fun. Childless.
Childless. Childless.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's funny.
You know what I mean?
Seeing the rate of single mothers.
So I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This one, and we could spend some more time on this. Would you agree then that most women find most men unattractive? Let's not put numbers on it. Just say that the majority of women, the average woman, finds most dudes unattractive for one reason or another.
I could go with that. Without the number, then yeah, I could go with that.
I would take away the numbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. I keep the numbers because I think it's a disparity to that point. I think most women overlook 80% of dudes that are out there. And then when I go out there and I look around at some of these dudes, I'm like, shit, right. Some of these dudes, you should overlook these dudes. You know what I mean? Like
my reality says that perception, that number is just way too disproportionate. You know what I mean? But if we want to go like a slight majority or solid majority, sure. Yeah. I could do that. And
brother Hunter Scott, man, who is Jared Dudley, bro? Y'all know I'm old, man. Y'all gonna have to explain some of this shit to me. Who's that?
He's the basketball player, right?
Okay, because I don't know if that's me or you. Which one of us look like Jared Dudley? You know what I mean? And brother Hunter, thanks for coming. Probably both of us. And Jared and brother Hunter, man, thanks for coming through. I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you coming through. So, but here's the thing, though. And this is the thing. Like, if I wish we had our women that would normally check in with us, but you know, it's the day after Christmas, and I know people with family, so I ain't tripping. Because it'd have been cool to hear what Miss Globe Girl, Sister Candace, Miss AKA Lady had to say about this. But like when you break the numbers down, in America alone, like 130 million dudes are unattracted to most women. That's fucking crazy. And like you look at like, well, who's getting a play? It's like 32.5 million dudes. And the numbers I pulled, It didn't go about sexual preference. It's like this just men, like gay men, married men. It's just men, like the young dudes, the old dudes. This is all men. So when you really start, peeling the onion back, I think the Last Man in Jersey has a good point, and also Brother Jason, that it's going to be even a smaller percentage of dudes that women are pursuing, and yeah, they do pursue. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people like, women pursue, or I think a better way to put it, will allow the man to pursue them. You know what I mean? They were actively allowed to come after them, and those numbers are hurting women, right?
No, I think they do a much more devastating effect on men. Men are the ones becoming more isolated, more inside. We're the ones quoting these statistics the most and then having a negative consequence on that.
But here's the thing. Women are getting wrecked. You got more women out there who are like Brittany Renner, right? They go out there, they do this thing, right? They go out there, they go after the top tier guys, do whatever it is they're doing. In her case, I ain't gonna lie to you, she won. She got a young millionaire, got his baby. So she going to get paid at some point. She going to be getting paid for a good chunk, as long as he has a basketball career. Hopefully she's smart with that money. You know what I mean? But now she can't find a dude that's going to take her serious and really love her the way she wants to be loved. And here's the thing. Even now, she admits that there's the percentage of guy that she's looking for is extremely minute. And it's like, and she's like, I would rather be at home with a dog than mess around with one of these dudes in the bottom 80. You see what I'm saying? So I think it hurts men. You have men who are like, man, this is crazy. Like I'm gonna walk away from this or whatever. Then you got women.
If Brittany was here right now, what age would you have told her to lower her standards?
I never would have told her to lower her standards. I'm more in line with. Well, she should take full advantage of the fact that when she's at her sexual peak, not a sexual peak, but when she's at her peak market value, right, in the sexual marketplace, that she should secure the best guy that she can secure. That's what I would tell her. And I would, and this is what if Myron Gaines told her this, and Just Pearly Things told her this.
Not a passport, bro. Please tell me that's not a passport, bro.
Who? Myron Gaines? No,
the last good man in Jersey. This chat that's on the screen.
Oh, we have Final Selection Philippines 2023. I mean, pin that. We're gonna put a pin. We're gonna come back to this. Let me pin this one. We're gonna come back to that. I want to get back to what I would say to Brittany. I would have told her when she was 19, 20, 21, find the best guy you can and, stay with him. Be his wife. But that's not what she was doing. She was going out there smashing as many dudes as she could in that upper echelon, that top 1%. And she had a plan. She's like, well, I'm gonna get pregnant by an NBA guy. And she made videos about it. It's out there. After she put the videos out, this PJ guy ran up on her and got her pregnant. You know what I mean? She won. But she's lonely. And I would argue she's gonna stay lonely because she refuses to now accept the fact that, oh man, my plan was kind of harsh. I got the bread. But she still wants one of these top tier guys to love her. And it ain't gonna happen. All they want to do is smash.
Maybe, but she's still more likely to get, far more likely to get as close to the ideal mate as a current single man is to getting close to his ideal girl. That's a reality.
What would you say the ideal guy, the ideal girl is for that dude in bottom 80?
For these kind of dudes, or at least these kind of,
top
guys, whatever. They want IG models that are trophy wives that are also virgins. That's the ideal one, right? A separate wife.
Well, hold on now. We're not talking about the top dudes. We're talking about the bottom dudes. What do you think the bottom?
I think a lot of bottom dudes want that shit too. You hear a lot of dudes talking about power and having control and shit like that, like a fucking dog.
But realistically, what do you think he really wants? Because men aren't delusional in the sense that they like, some dude who's in the bottom half or the bottom 80 is not out there talking about, I'm gonna get Brittany Renner, or I'm gonna get an Instagram model. He's not saying that. The guy who's living in his mom's basement, right? He really knows where he is right now. So what do you think? What type of woman do you think that guy realistically is trying to get, and what does he want from that woman?
He wants that Brittany. What is her name? Griner.
Renner. Brittany Griner is the basketball player.
I'm tripping, bro. Oh yeah. he wants exactly that. He wants those IG baddies. You got to remember, man, the more desperate guys are, the more extreme their dreams are that they want, man.
I would say
That's why
I would say it's the opposite, bro. I would say it's the
Nah,
opposite.
bro.
Honestly, I honestly would say it's the opposite. And I would say this when it comes to the dudes in the bottom 80. Like most of the guys in this space, most of the guys in the RP space, most of the guys in the manosphere, I honestly believe they just want, first of all, they want to be heard. They want someone who actually sees them, right? They just want a woman. She doesn't have to be a 10. You know what I mean? If this dude is legit average, like if he's a 5, he'll be cool with a 5.
Boy, there's so many overweight women right now that should be with a ring on their finger based on this logic deal.
Here's the thing. Those women won't take the ring from the bottom 80 guy. They would rather be alone because they're waiting on the ring from the guys in the top.
They're not getting the ring from them bottom 80 guys. The bottom 80 guys aren't paying attention to. I'm sorry. That's why I say it's not 100%. Because there's a bunch of dudes who are like basement dwellers who won't mess with basement dwellers who are also women because they're basement dwellers.
That's not true.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's not true. And I mean, and here's the thing. If it were true, there'd be no such thing as a simp culture. If that were the case.
Who they simping over? They simping over a bunch of women they wish they can get with.
Man, they simping over all these women they see online. Like, look, Just Pearly thing. Like, when you look at, I need to send you some of her stuff, bro. Like, when you look at Just Pearly thing, let me pull one of them up. When you look at Just Pearly things, man, and this is no shade to the UK, to London women. Is no shade to Pearl. Y'all just want to. I'm not. You know me. I'm not gunning at them. This ain't me. You know what I mean? Talking shit. But there's some of the most unattractive women I've ever seen on YouTube, bro. On her show. They're downright ugly.
British women?
Yeah, because Pearl is American, but she's in London. She does the show. She brings in local women. When you compare that show to, say, Fresh and Fit, right? When you just comparing the women on the panel, it was like, Jesus, man, it's night and day. There's some ugly women over there, fat. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. They're all saying the same thing. All of them, from the fat 2 all the way up to the 10, which the 10s are on the American side because I ain't seen no 10s over there yet on her show. They're all saying the same thing. They all want the same guy. And Pearl is pointing it out. She's like, y'all all fucking the same dude. Let me pull up some of her stuff, bro. So, no, the average guy just wants a woman that he can come home to. The average guy will work himself to death.
So why isn't Pearl married to the average guy?
She said she don't want that either. She already come from money. She doesn't know how to have a functional relationship, right? She's like stumbled into
how
the red
the fuck
pill.
is she telling other people how?
I guess she making money, bro, and she done set it up. You know what I mean? It
like
is
I
what
tell
it
you,
is.
DR, I will absolutely shoot the fuck out of the messenger, bro. I don't do the cliches. Like, nah, bro, I need to see the street. Hey, your resume better say you know what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Like, she does a really good job. She does a really good job of.
Then why isn't she pregnant and married and walking around in the kitchen? Why isn't Melanie King currently pregnant again, married, walking around in the kitchen?
I guess she doesn't have to.
If they got it figured out.
No. Pearl doesn't say she has it figured out. Mel doesn't say she has it figured out. They're just making money. They're doing a good job. Like, Just Pearly Things is coming up on 1 million subscribers. Mel King has over 300,000 subscribers.
So that we can't be taking the advice of known grifters. Then, if they just out here trying to get bread, bro, they out here grifting. They know their opinion ain't shit, and they out here taking advantage of people.
Now, here's the thing, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm not. I'm just trying my best to answer your question. Like, why isn't she in a relationship? I don't know. You know what I mean? I would say with Pearl's problem is she's gunning too high, and she's got to look at herself. She's a bit older. She was a D1 athlete in college. She comes from a 1% family. And again, I think Pearl's a nice woman. I ain't never met in person, but I think she'll be the first one to tell you she's not a 10. You know what I mean? She's not the most beautiful, most stunning woman. She's tall. You know what I mean? So she has to deal with all that as well. But even someone like Pearl, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what her plan is. I don't know if she's taking all this information and she's just gonna like rock with it and be like, okay, let me go find a person on my level. Because she says to herself on her show, she tells women all the time, your level is the guy that you can get. So if you're only attracting 6s, you're only attracting 5s, and that's what you are. You're a 5, you're a 6. You know what I mean? It's nothing to do with the guys at the top. And because the guys at the top are smashing you, You're like, oh, the guys at the top will have sex with you, but they won't wife you up. That should tell you you're not their level. But here's a show. Here's one of her clips from her show. And again, I ain't gonna lie to you. If y'all in the chat, I don't think I've ever seen.
Dio, let's be clear. I'm not. We were just arguing in that perspective. Like, this is not. You and I are good, right?
Yeah, you can't worry about that. I mean, outside of your choice in football teams, yeah, we good.
Oh yeah, that's the only rivalry that actually matters between.
Well, is that in the fact you didn't go to airborne school? There's only two things I can really dig up on here right now. No, I'm just saying, there's two things I can dig up. You know what I mean? And whenever we doing this platform, bro, this is hey man, we just having a talk, bro. I ain't tripping. Like, dude, don't trip. I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? Like I always got my big boy pants on. But check this out though. Can you see on the screen? You see this woman right here with the purple pants on or whatever?
Looked like she walked out with pajama bottoms, bro.
That one, right? The glasses on. This chick right here, bro. This woman, bro. We gotta listen to what she's talking about, right? And watch this, man. You just gotta watch this.
Most girls are objective, or think they're hot, or do they underrate themselves? Go around.
Personally, I think it depends on the person because growing up, I'm obviously not skinny. I'm not skinny. So growing up, I was never the beauty standard for anyone. Mm-hmm. So like all my friends were getting chatted up by people, blah 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 blah, and I was just the other one, you know. Mm-hmm. So like.
All right, let me just right off rip. I'm not skinny. Like, baby, you are obese. I mean, let's just keep it 100. And it sounds like she's been that way her whole life. She hasn't done anything to improve. All right, it is what it is. I don't want to hear people like, oh, maybe she's got a thyroid condition, this, down the third. All right, maybe. But until I see some doctors prove, bro, she just lazy and she doesn't want to do anything about her body. She's cool being fat. All right, it is what it is. More power to you.
If you watch this whole video, does she have a child or is she like childless?
I want to say she doesn't have a kid.
Because
she doesn't have a kid. But I tell you what she does.
That's a huge red flag because I'm like, whoa, you already overweight. What's it gonna look like the moment you get pregnant? You're gonna be one of them women talking about, oh, it's been 4 years since you had your child and you still carrying that baby weight.
Hey, bro, it is what it is. And again, we as a man, and see, this is what I wanted to get to. We're gonna get back to the video in a second. We're gonna get back to the video, but as a man, like back to that bottom 80 guy, right? He understands why he's in the bottom 80. He understands it. He's only going to listen to his mom tell him he deserves a baddie for so long before he realizes, like, you know what, it's me. I'm fucked up. I'm going to do something about it. Right? I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to get my money up. I'm going to have to get in shape. I got to get out of my mama's basement. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to learn how to holler at people. I'm going to have to learn some game. If dude realizes, like, really, if I don't want to, if I want to engage with a woman and get me a woman, not the top tier woman, not the most beautiful. I just want to get into the game. I'm going to have to make some changes right here. Whereas this woman in this video, she didn't have to change shit, did she? And I guarantee you she's not a virgin. 100. I guarantee it, she's not a virgin.
I agree with you, Dia, but let's just remember, I told you before, it depends on what your end game is. Because if you're a guy out here and all you care about is getting bodies, guess what kind of bodies these guys are getting? They're
getting that. They're getting some girls who might not, you know, they getting some Miss Sealy from like Color Purple. They getting some.
Guess what? Them 8, 9s, and 10s. Those women know that. That dude just sticking their dick into that, and that's also making them unattractive. You know what I mean?
8, 9s, and 10s. Right, the 8, 9s, and 10s don't care about what the bottom 80 guys are doing because they're completely invisible to them. The 8, 9s, and 10s, the 8, 9s, and 10s don't care because they're not even gonna look that dude's way. It doesn't matter that he smashed a fat chick. It doesn't matter.
But because
she doesn't even see him,
they're gonna find out.
But here's the
thing:
thing.
Is messy, so they're gonna find out.
Here's the thing: those top tier women, not even the top tier women, the average woman could care less. They could care less because she doesn't care. The big girl is going to be looking at some of these dudes. And even she's not looking at the bottom of the bottom 80. You know what I mean? She's not looking at the bottom 10%. She's trying to get the best of the bottom that she can. And whatever, if she came up on a dude, let's say she came up on a dude that's a 7. She caught him when he was drunk, could barely stand up. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right, bring your fat ass over here, whatever. Throw some flour on it, whatever. and he smashed. Now she thinking that's the dude. I qualify for 7s and up. So now she ain't even looking at anything below a 7, even though that was a one-off. That's what they're talking about. Right? And that's what I'm trying to like make you understand. Now it gets to a point where even the big girl is not even looking at 5s and 4s. She's a 3, and she's not looking at a 3. Her counterpart. Not even a little bit, man. So let me catch up with the chat. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Yeah. You know what I mean? Last good man in Jersey, like, we have to find solutions. Philippines, that's right. Yeah, I was talking about that. He's not a passport bro, by the way. He said he's not a passport bro. Cool. Cody is king, man. I think a lot of dudes will be fine with being alone. Women hate that though. Brother Cody is right.
No,
more and more men are walking. The MGTOW movement is a growing movement. Men are walking away. And there's a lot of men who can even get chicks that are walking away. Why? Shout out to Rich Cooper. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. So they're just like, you know what? It ain't even worth all this. And if I get her pregnant, I'm about to get wrecked by the family court, bro. So a lot of dudes is sitting back like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of dudes. Those numbers are growing, right? You got the black pill. The black pill guys are the guys who are just like the most bitter of the bitter. These guys, there's something wrong with them. The black pillars
Yo,
don't
you know
rock
what be
with.
ticking me off about Cody is Cody be on here saying shit that don't even apply to him. He know. Look at this dude. He know he fucking get women, bro. Like this is what I like. Cody can
talk on it though, bro.
Bro,
he
Cody reminds me of so many of my homeboys. They be talking about women. I'm like, bro, but you don't have a problem getting into committed relationships.
And that's the guys you want to talk to, though, bro.
You're a good-looking guy. Like, why the fuck are you?
Because
Cody like the dudes who can't get women.
Here's the thing: Cody's not saying he can't get chicks. Of course, he can get chicks. He's not. I'm not talking like I can't get women. Of course, I can get women. My birthday's a couple days away, bro. I can go out right now if I wanted to. Now.
For sure.
I could go out and find something to smash right now, and it wouldn't look like the big girl we were just looking at on Pearl's show neither, right? I can go out and get something right now.
I don't know what she was talking about, man.
But we need to get to hear the rest. Yeah. We're gonna listen to the rest of it. But the reason we need to hear her just to show you how women, even a woman in her scenario, her counterpart, the guy, and it's her counterpart, understands he has a deficiency he needs to overcome. She does not. That's the difference. That's why we say most women don't see 80% of men because of that attitude. It's easier for you to see it when it's coming out of her because you're going to be like, I cannot believe that woman is saying these things. Now back to Cody and Cody and me, and hopefully we'll get you up to speed on this shit too.
I don't want to be up to speed. I don't want to be.
Well, but here's the thing. You already know the game though. You already know the game. You got a wife. You got a woman who loves, honors, and respects you. Right? You have children that love you, your dad. You already figured it out. We need more men like you to be like, well, yeah. But the problem is you don't understand the struggle, so to speak. I didn't understand it because I fell into this hole almost 2 years ago. I didn't understand it. I'm sitting here like, what do you mean you can't get a woman? Huh? And I'm talking about dudes who work out.
The difference between, for guys specifically, like Dio, is just the difference between getting to the committed aspect or for the red pill specifically, they can't even get the dates either on top of that.
They can't even get to the dates. Nightish is in the house. What's good, fam? Welcome. Ian Simmons in the house. What's good? Welcome. My bad. I want to catch up the chats real quick. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where
that sucks, man.
Most dudes can't even get. They can't. Okay, it's like this. You're like, what, bro? They're not starting. Like, nah. Not only are they not starting, nigga, they can't even get a spot as the water boy. You don't understand? That's how far away. What starting, bro? They trying to make the team. Not even. They trying to get to 2-a-days. Can I just get to 2? Can I just get to where I can try out? That's where most of these dudes are trying to do, bro. They just trying to get to the point where they are even seen. The chats be going crazy on most of these shows like Fresh and Fit, you know what I mean, Just Pearly Things, a lot of these other shows like Purple Pill and all these. I'm just naming, the stuff that I know, Michael Surtain's show. You know what I mean? The guys go crazy in the chat because that's the only place that they can be heard and acknowledged by a woman that they think is pretty or breathing or whatever, which is crazy, right? I know it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm processing it right now. Like I thought it was just like a lot of bitter dudes who can't get committed relationships. I didn't know it was dudes who can't even like.
Dude, no, they can't even. Yes.
Shit.
So when you remember, we had that one time we was talking, and you were like, "Well, just go say hi," and I was like, "Okay, what do you do after you say hi?" Remember that conversation?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Okay, we talking about people who you go say hi. Well, what comes next? They don't know. Go say hi to that woman over there. He says hi. She turns around, says hi back. Now what? That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about. And like that woman probably didn't even, in the moment he doesn't know what to say after hi, that's it. Boom. Instantly invisible. She moves on. Bye. Hi and bye. She moves on. Now you ain't even seeing that. Those guys get frustrated. That's why they're here. They're looking for answers. And it's not, like I say, it's not just, just say hi. It's a lot more than that. You know what I mean? If you're Andrew, if you're fresh, you can walk up and say hi to a chick. You know what I mean? But he knows what to say after she says hi back. Fresh has mad game. Mad game. You know what I mean? So when you look at just Pearly thing, she has this show, but she doesn't understand the struggle. And she says, she's like, I ain't the guy. I don't understand that. But she also acknowledges that most women don't see 80% of guys. Don't even see them. Don't even see them. Last good man in Jersey, Pearl and her boyfriend broke up because he thought she was too extreme. That's my opinion based on what they've both said on YouTube. I didn't even know she had a dude. Good looking out on that, bro. I didn't even know. And Ian Simmons is saying all these relationship gurus have flaws. Shout out to you, Ian. I don't know if I gave you a horn, but there you go, fam. You know what I mean? Everyone has flaws, bro. And that's a problem with YouTube, man. A lot of people thinking because we done turned on these cameras and we done bought the sound machines and all this other kind of stuff. We got StreamYard, that we have all the answers and we haven't made any mistakes. That's not true. One of the things I respect most about Myron and Fresh is they'll tell you about their wins, but they'll also tell you about their losses. You know what I mean? They did a show about it today. Fresh was talking about his losses. And Brother Jason, like, facts over feelings over here, go Lions. Yeah. Y'all lost that game, but y'all still on the come up, bro. I got respect for y'all squad, bro. Until y'all meet us, though. Y'all play us, man. Fuck them Lions. We're going to beat y'all asses. That's just how I see it. Pearl is childless. 1 for 34. What up, Mike? Yeah, like, they don't. I'm just going through the chats real quick, y'all. Oh, snap, he's learning. Yeah, that's Casual Jern was good. One of my favorite Marines. Another devil dog in the house. See, Cody is king. How I look doesn't affect the truth of what I say. I still see reality, and I talk to a lot of men and hear their issues. I suggest watching Pearl's show, Tyrus, if you want to see the mind state of ones.
Ones?
Yeah, they
like
all think there are
people?
10. No, like ones, between ones and tens. If you want to see the mindset of ones, bottom tier. You want to see the mindset of bottom tier, they all think they're tens, and they do. And that's a good segue to get us back into the video. And for the brothers out there, brothers and sisters that are watching, Brother Tyrus ain't trolling or anything like that. He truly doesn't understand this world. I wouldn't understand this world if I hadn't fallen down a fucking rabbit hole, right? I would have, dude, I fell down this rabbit hole, like I said, 2 years ago. I'm in my 50s. I fell down the fucking rabbit hole. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm here.
And for all the audience, just to emphasize what Dio's saying, only been here for a little bit. I just see a lot of hurt in my young men. Just still trying to piece together what the hell's going on out here, man.
Right. And I'm looking at it like I see the hurt, and a lot of people are like, well, let's figure out why you hurting. I'm like, no, let's figure out how to get you seen. A lot of these dudes are hurting because they're not seen. Right? Let's get you squared away. Let's get you hood. Let's get your ass downrange. Let's get you into the fight. You know what I mean? I mean that metaphorically. I don't want you to go out and beat up.
But for sure. I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that shit, man. I love it when civilians say that shit. Dude, get me motivated.
Yeah, let's get you in the fight, right? Let's get you down here. And that's what this platform and all these other platforms are out here trying to do. But let's go back to this video, man. I really want you to listen to what this woman says, bro. Check this out. We already said that. She already said, I'm not the beauty standard. Basically, she's saying I've been fat my whole life, right? But look at where she is. Look at how she's dressed. Where did all that swag come from, bro? And then she's not like a thick chick, bro. She fat and sloppy, in my opinion. Shorty, if you listen, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just making an observation, all right? It is what it is. I would hate to have to carry your ass up some steps. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you. But let's get to the video.
I never really thought of myself as an attractive person. Like, I would never call myself anything more than a 4. But now, like, I don't really care about what.
She said a 4. Mind you, 5 is average. She said 4.
Thinks about. I've grown into myself, and I'm comfortable with who I am now. That, like, even if you guys call me delusional or whatever, I think I'm maybe not a 10. Let's not go that far, but like definitely an 8. So like, whether you guys think I am or not,
that's got nothing to do with her.
So this is one of the things right here that kind of messes it up, bro. This woman's like, I think I'm an 8. And I don't care what you guys think. And she's talking about the men in the room. There's 2 men in the room. I don't care what you think, I'm an 8. The men are they determine the market because they are the consumers of the female goods. So if men say you are whatever, that's what you are. Or like Pearl was saying, if you only attracting dudes, so she's like, she's an 8, bro. She's a fucking 8, bro. You know what I mean? I want to read this from Last Man in Jersey real quick, and then I'm gonna let you cook because I can see you about ready to boil over, Tyrus. I'm gonna let you cook. If you look at Melanie King's dating show, most men just want women with 2 things: not fat and no bad attitudes. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Them shits right there sound, what the kids call it? Shit sounds like facts. So go ahead and cook, Brother Charus. You see the 8 right there on the sofa, man. She's tipping over the other side. It's good them the 2 girls are sitting there. Let me stop. People gonna get mad at me for beating up on the fat girl. You go ahead and cook, bro.
It just what sucks is like, even if you're, we'll say, out of shape, I love the confidence, but it's just like, hold up, you look like you just rolled out of bed. Like, there's so many bigger women who still dress like normal or even like seductive, appealing, like really good looking out in public and everything. And she looked like she just rolled out of bed and she's still in, like, I don't know, 10th, 11th grade. You know what I mean? It's like she's just like one of these kids out here. It just don't make any sense.
But you know where a lot of that comes from? She's getting attention from the opposite sex. There's dudes out there sliding in her DMs. There are dudes out there trying to holler at her on the street, right? That's where that comes from.
And so that gets to the point where, okay, you, like you just said previously, guys are setting the market. So even though it's not registering with us, what's her actual market value? Whatever her market value is, whoever's sliding up in DMs is sending her cash apps, right?
Guys, man, somebody is sending her cash apps. So, but here's the thing, though. Her counterpart. Let's say just because we got to give him a number, let's say she's a 3. Her male counterpart, the male 3, does he have that sort of confidence? In your opinion, are you gonna find that dude roaming around out here talking about I'm an 8, this, that, and the third? Are you gonna see that, Brother Trues? Be honest.
No.
And that's what we're talking about. There is the disconnect. Because even that woman right here who says I'm an 8, she ain't looking down. If we are to accept hypergamy, and most people do, then that's just the dating up, right? The practice of dating up. If we accept hypergamy, if she's at 8, that means only 8s, 9s, and 10s is what she will settle for. That's what she deserves. 8, 9s, and 10s. So we know she's going to have some dogs and cats and fucking ferrets and whatever else you're going to have in the house. She's going to have like a pet zoo outside her house.
We think it's likely she will.
Well, I mean, if you accept all this other kind of stuff, that's all I'm saying. And for people out here, I'm not beating up on her because she's fat. I'm not fat shaming. I'm not talking. I'm just talking to the world right now. Listen, y'all, it is what it is. When I grew up, if you were a fat kid, that's what they called you, fat kid. You know what I mean? That is how it worked. When I grew up, I had a really big head for a little kid. My head was the same size. My body was little. I was like, put this head on a fucking 4th grader, and that was me. And they called me big head. They be walking around like this, like, I bet your neck hurt. And that was the world we lived in. We got tough skin because if you were poor, you were the poor kid. If you got free food and people knew you got free food, you was in that free food line, they let you have it, bro. That's so when I talk,
but you know,
I'm just talking to the rest.
The problem is, like, with her, at least back, because I still think what you say today is relevant, because again, it's not good to body shame anyone, but what makes it tough on her is the fact that you got this confidence, but you dress like you don't give a fuck. So it's like, it speaks to her lack of discipline. You get what I mean? You're out of shape and then you can't even. I mean, you're wearing pajama bottoms outside or like an interview, like a pod. Let's be clear, it's sort of like an interview style. You know what I mean? You go into a host, and this is how you show up. You know what I mean? In public, and then you already dealing with some other, issues. It just shows to a lack of discipline. I'm like, okay, well, how undisciplined is she in every other aspect of her lifestyle?
Extreme.
That a guy that me as a guy got to put up with. You know what I mean?
You can't say that today because you will be shaming on some level. They'll accuse you of fat shaming when you're really not. You're really just shaming her for being lazy. But they'll accuse you of fat shaming. Brother Hayoka's in the house. What's good, fam? What's good? Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you, bro. I see you. But here's the thing: our society is set up in such a way that she could do that. Right? She could do that. She's gonna come up on some dude, some basement dweller who's gonna jump in there, you know what I mean? Rock her out, get her pregnant, and guess what? He gonna have to pay her. You know what I mean? Here's another thing. Here's another thing. Strike all that. Let's get back to the point I was making before the video. There's a dude out there that will accept her as is. There's like a 3, right? A 2 or a 3. He will accept her as is, work himself to death to provide for her, have a family with her, everything. He would be willing to do that because I'm telling you, most men, and this is in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but most men in the bottom 80, they simply want to have a mate. They want access to the Foxy Brown, right? They want sexual access, but more importantly, they want someone to share their lives with, perhaps someone to give them a reason to go out there and work their asses off. And they will take her all day long, but she will refuse him. And that's the point I'm trying to make to you, Brother Tarus. She will refuse him.
Yeah, because you're still attracted to what you're attracted to. Like, there could be a bunch of 3s that she liked. That don't mean she attracted to this specific 3. You know what I mean? Like,
she's not. But that's the point I want to make.
Anybody though.
But no. Here's the point. She won't take anyone at her level. She won't take any 3s. Not just that 3. None of them.
She won't take any for now. Right?
She will get dogs and cats and hamsters and bunny rabbits and ferrets and sit in the house and die alone. That's what she'll do if she can't get. And that is the problem, bro. That's what's going on in the West right now. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. He said this all the time. And she's still young. She's still young.
That's what gets me, bro. It's like I'm looking at all this like from the lifestyle aspect, and I'm like, okay, there's so much lack of discipline just everywhere. Like, you're in public. You're not even at the crib. You know what I mean? Like, you're in public. This how we doing it? And you already admit that you're a 4 in real life? Like, dang, come on, man. You're not supposed to make it worse.
She's like, I'm an 8. She's like, I'm an 8. I don't care what y'all
Remember,
think.
she said she was a
8.
4, but she feel like she an 8, right? Like, that's delusional.
Yeah. That's the problem.
It's delusional.
That's absolutely. She's absolutely delusional. I was trying to find another one. And here's one here. And I'll pull it up. We'll watch this. It's just one particular woman that was in the stream. I'll pull this up real quick. And again, not trying to beat up on Pearl, but God, I've been to London, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I thought it was like, well, maybe it was on this particular trip, but it was not. I didn't fall in love once. Put it to you that way. I did not fall in love once. I was hollering at chicks over there just to keep my game going, bro. I didn't care. It wasn't not just like, ooh, she's all right, maybe. Nah, I was just like, holla, 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 whatever. Okay, next, holla, holla, holla.
If I tell you the real reason why you felt like that, you wouldn't believe me.
Tell me the real reason.
Why. All that is America with a British accent, right? That's all the UK is. America with an accent. Or vice versa.
Here's the thing.
They act the same exact way as American women.
They say the same thing. Like this show is from people, it's staffed by the people in London, just like Fresh and Fit, or you name the podcast in America is like full of Americans. Women are saying the exact same thing, even though we're separated by an ocean. But here's the thing. I'm just talking about on pure beauty. The conversations were great. Come on, you know I'm a conversationalist, bro.
What?
You know what I
You
mean?
ain't
I'm
seen
over
no
here.
baddies in London?
I didn't see as many baddies in London, and and here's the thing, like even here in Tampa, London doesn't hold a candle to Tampa, bro. There's some dimes walking around here in Tampa, bro. Every flavor you can think of, bro. They walking around here in Tampa. It's some dimes in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's some dimes where you at. You know what I'm saying? It's some dimes in Detroit. It's dimes. They're everywhere. But over there, man, they were few and far between, bro. I mean, I saw a lot of sevens, saw a bunch of eights, but like true dimes, you might have to go to France, Spain, or Germany to find you some dimes over there because I just didn't see them in the UK now. Who brought this up? I know Myron and Fresh were talking about this with Tristan Tate, and Tristan was like, no, they're here, they just don't come out much. But Tristan was like, no, there's some beautiful women, because they grew up there. Like, there's some beautiful women in the UK, there's beautiful women in London. They just don't come out much. You got to get them to come out. Okay, I give you that. I didn't see none when I was over there, bro. I was there for a long weekend. I didn't see none. Now, you know, granted, maybe I wasn't there long enough. You know
I think
what I mean?
one of the problems is that the weather, what people don't remember is that the weather in like Europe and especially specifically the UK is a little bit different, man. There's times where if you're a car guy, especially, this will piss you off. You'll wash your car because you think it's sunny, and then you get this light drizzle where it rains, and then it goes back to sunny. You're like, fuck, man, I just wasted my time. And like that's why you see over there just like a lot more like paler white people than there are here in America. And a lot of that
some
has
beautiful
to do
pale
with,
women.
like,
Yeah, come on now. I see some beautiful pale women in Germany. Saw some beautiful pale women in France. They ain't get you don't get yourself in trouble now, boy. You know what I mean? But it's just one of those things. Cody is king. She is the perfect example of how their delusional, overinflated self-value would damage her potential relationships in the long run, and her potential partners she could have had. Right. So, and that's real talk. Like that young woman, even if she didn't want to do self-improvement. And I did want to say this one last thing about self-improvement and like the way we grew up, right? In high school, middle school, and elementary school, when I was in, there was a bunch of women who were like, you know, kind of chubby, baby fat. They were kind of fat, whatever. You would go away and you come back, you found them as grown-ups and they did the work, right? They got into the gym, whatever. They started eating right. They got their bodies back. You didn't even recognize them, bro. They didn't even recognize they were so fine. Right. And those women be like, yo, you don't remember me? Like, nah, like they start naming. We was in Miss McGee's class. I'm like, what? Sixth grade? Yeah. And they'll say their name again. It's like, oh shit. They're like, yeah, I've been working on myself. I knew I was big, but I've been working on myself. Beautiful. Like, wow, where'd that come from? Why did she work on herself? Because of all the fat girl this and fat girl that. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. I don't know if y'all ever sang this cadence. You know what I mean? But we used to sing this cadence in airborne school. Fat girl, why you so big? You weeble wobble, just like a pig. Hey, we just running singing that. You know what I'm saying?
God.
It's that airborne life, baby. We don't fuck around, bro. You want to be airborne to everybody hood. You know what I mean? So that's one of those things. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love out there, y'all. I keep one eye on the cash apps, y'all. But yeah, that was wonderful 34, man. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Every dime does count. But the point is this: because of the quote unquote shaming, because of the name calling, right? Because you weren't getting picked to go hang out with the cool kids, we would better ourselves. But now everybody gets a trophy. So you got this big girl, right? She'll like, I don't care what you say. I'm an 8. She gave herself a trophy. And to Brother Cody's point, right? To Brother Cody's point, she is missing out on long-term potential partners she could have had if she was, grounded in reality. And that's bad. And that guy's missing out as well. And he wanted her. The guy who wanted her is missing out. You know what I mean? So it's just this is a bad thing. And again, we bring it back to America, back to these numbers. Women find almost 130 million men out of 162 million unattractive. The number, and when you tell women this, they're like, nuh-uh, because all you men ain't no good. You know what I mean? A third of men are sexless in America, bro. In the past year, 1/3 of men, 1 out of 3 men have not had sex in the past 12 months, from 18 to, I think it's 18 to 30. Remind me in the chat, y'all, because I didn't pull that stat up. I was saving it for a show down the road. But 1/3 of men in America, in North America, are sexless. The average number of sexual partners that a man in North America has is 7. 7 for a lifetime.
Oh, that's a good thing, right?
It would be good if women had the same number. What you think the average number of sexual partners women have? It ain't 7 in a lifetime. It ain't 7.
I bet it is.
What?
I bet it might even be lower.
Man, look, man, listen, you need to share.
I mean, that's a good thing it's lower, right? Because dudes always be telling women to close their fucking legs while they doing it. So you dudes ain't getting no ass, so it's working.
But here's the thing, though. women are having more sex than ever before, right? That's the argument I make. Women have been having more sex than ever before, but they're having it with less men.
But you just said, yeah, they're
having it with less men. They're having it with less men.
So it doesn't actually add to the body count.
No. That's not what I mean, brother. They're having it. No. They're having more sex with more men. It's just the men that they're choosing are in the top 20%. They're having more sex with the smaller percentage of men. That's what I'm saying. Think about that right now. Yeah, I'm half a century years old, bro. I've never been with a virgin. Ever.
Okay, now I'm about to ask you a question that's personal, but do not take it personal.
Do I need to plead the fifth?
No.
5. Go ahead.
Ask me that. Ask me if I ever cared if any woman I ever been with was a virgin.
I don't care. I just wanted to throw it out there.
I don't care. Why does it matter?
Because we're always talking about traditional women and stuff like that. I don't care that women are. Me personally, I don't care.
So right? Do you ask women their body count?
Absolutely not.
Let's get to the weeds, bro. Do you ask women their body count?
Absolutely not. And I've talked about this as well. Absolutely not. I do not ask women their body count. Brother Hayoka's in the house, man. He's on the panel. He's gonna drop some numbers here in a second. Y'all better get ready. You know what I'm saying? We finna go to class. No, I don't care. But I will tell you this though. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. If you were with a woman and you find this before, of course, this is before you were married. This is an alternate universe. If you're with a woman, it's like, all right, this is cool. I'm digging her. She's digging me. This is cool. And you found out through a trusted source that she's been with over 500 dudes. Would that affect your relationship or the way you see that woman at all? And tell the truth.
No, because I probably already do that. If you got a body count like that.
No, you didn't know. Like you didn't know.
How the fuck do you not know a woman got a 500 body count? She at least got an OnlyFans. What is she, a porn star, sex worker? Come on, dog. Like, how fringe is this?
Bro, you don't believe that a woman, let's say she's a 7, a woman with above average looks, you think that she could have sex with one man a week if she wanted to? Would that be difficult?
She could, but a woman with above average looks is probably already wifed up by the time she's 25. Let's say
she's average then. She's an average woman. She's not obese or whatever. She's just average, you know what I mean? Average looks, whatever. Could she have sex, in your opinion, with a different man a week? Is that possible?
Shit, a different man a day.
Okay, different man a day. If she wanted to, she could have sex with a different man a day.
For sure.
Right? So every year, 365 dudes, if she wanted to.
If she wanted to.
Do you know any men who could rack up them kind of numbers?
Yes.
How many? I'm talking about a dude like her, like an average guy. Average dude being he's average in looks, he's not obese, he's not fat, he's average in stature, he has the average job, right? Let's say he's making, $60,000 a year. Let's say he's making $60,000.
It's not close. I'm sorry, DL. Most of the dudes I've rolled with in my life, in my crew, yeah, we could pull those numbers if we wanted to, straight up. Too easy.
No, I challenge that because I'm good. I'm good at womanizing.
Here in America, go back to Germany. It don't matter.
No fucking way, bro. I'm just not.
In a hypothetical matrix, bro. Especially if the competition of men is what it is today. Oh, bro, I'm cleaning up.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Cleaning up if I gotta compete against guys like these out here.
Cleaning up for men and cleaning up and like you can't compete with women when you're talking about body counts. You just can't because women can just go outside and get 5 dudes right away. I'm good at it, bro. I'm good at it. I'm in the top 20 because of it, but I'm not racking up numbers like that.
How about this, DL? If you ask me again, if I found out that a girl that I'm with had 500 bodies prior to, I'm still gonna be with her.
I'm not. I'm gonna keep smashing. I'm gonna keep smashing, but I'm not gonna.
If I'm 501, but then I cut the cycle, I'm 501, and that's the last number. Then what does it matter?
I'm not doing that. I want to bring Brother Hayoka in on it. No, but I mean, I'm not gonna here, and I'm gonna say this. And I want to turn it over to Brother Hayoka. My concern with that is, if she gets mad at me for whatever reason, we argue about whatever we're gonna argue about. You're gonna have arguments in a relationship. This is how it happens. You're gonna have, if Brother Tyrus and I had a business together, we're gonna fucking argue, right? It's just how it works, right?
Yeah.
So when you have that argument with your woman, she gets mad at you, and I could be wrong, but I will believe that a woman with a body count in the triple digits will simply run out and get herself another dick, even if it's just for that night, because she's pissed at you. And she might turn around and be like, that's fucked up. I'm gonna have to throw this one in this bloated ass closet with the rest of them.
What
and I hope he doesn't find out.
For this, real quick.
But my evidence is anecdotal because I've been with a bunch of women who did just that. Okay. And then I would see those women out and about, and I ain't never telling shit. I don't know her. I done been with way too many women. Get mad at they dude because he didn't want her to do something, or he wouldn't buy her something or whatever. Go out and fuck some dude because she was mad at her dude. Now that's anecdotal. I don't have any proof, but that's where I'm coming from. Brother Hayoka, man, I want you to jump in on this, bro.
Hey, Hayoka.
Hello, how are you both today?
Doing good, man. Good, you know what I mean? Good to hear from you.
Well, I think first about Big Girl who was on Pearl. She might have turned herself an 8, but the reason why she did it is because no one else would. If you look at the movie Shallow Hal, when they interviewed Gwyneth Paltrow, one of the things that she said was the worst part about the movie was whenever she put on a fat suit, she became invisible. No one would look at her.
Say that again.
I remember
say that one more. Say that one more time.
That Gwyneth Paltrow said that during the movie Shallow Hal, as soon as she put on a fat suit, she became invisible. No one. It's like she just didn't exist. She was the proverbial elephant in the room, but invisible.
And Hayoka, correct me if I'm wrong, she caught so much hate from women after that interview, right? They was coming after her neck for saying that. Yeah, but you figure if you see a fat man, he's fat. You see a big woman, he's plus size. They don't want you to, that's a distortion field. That, if you think about it, 100% of the women go for 20% of the men. When you look at in that 20% of the men have their pick. In youth, women have between the ages of let's say, just legal, 18 to 24. Okay, are deemed the most attractive, but they're also the most fertile. So as soon as you start moving out of that, if you're heavy already, then you're cutting your numbers right off the bat.
We ain't laughing at you. We just caught up with the chat, man.
Cody.
Brother Cody out there. Cody wilding right now, bro. You a fucking fool.
Oh, okay.
He wilding right now.
Yeah. But you figure like this, on top of that, with 500, if you were talking about a woman with 500 partners and whatnot, what happens is that in order to make an emotional connection, in order to have a relationship, you need to be able to pick good. And to some degree, to have so many men there's a problem to begin with. And because you're not going to make an emotional connection with 500 men. I don't see that happening, even if you're at a 501. If you're 501 and she hasn't made a connection with any of the other five of that 500, that's a difficult thought to even take into account. I mean, what kind of emotional connection does she have to you? That the best that I could see would be an unemotional connection. She'd have to work at loving you. You wouldn't be her first choice either.
Yeah, and here's the thing, dude, because I don't know if I'm pretty sure most of the people on the RP side out there have seen Andrew Tate's interview on Just Pearly Things. Great interview. Actually, it was Andrew Tate in his element, bro. It was really good. It was a really good interview. On that interview, Pearl asked him, "Can you turn a hoe into a housewife?" And his answer would probably surprise most people. His answer was, "Yes, you can." But he continued, "But if you were top G, why would you? Like, if you were a top tier guy, why would you? But yeah, could you? Yeah. So and then follow Keys Tracks in the house. What's good, fam? Good to see you, love. Good to see you, love. I'm glad you came through. We're over here talking RP numbers. We're just talking about the 80-20 rule. We haven't even gotten to the 6-pack, 6 figures, 6 feet one yet, and I want to get there before the end of the show. Remember, I said this was going to be a quick one. It's going to do like an hour, y'all. We're already an hour and 20 minutes in. It's Brother Charusa's fault. His fucking fault. Brother Hayoka.
It's Hayoka's fault now, too.
No, bro. Well, I'm glad he's here. Brother Hayoka, I have failed to get to Brother Charus to
join me, and together we can rule the galaxy.
I have failed to turn him to the Sith. Can you shed some light on it for him? Because you do a better job than I do. Trying to help Brother Charus understand this whole 80-20 rule and why women are only are attracted to the top 20% of men, and the 80% are mostly invisible to most women.
Well, what's going on is that the reason why you have the 80% that are mostly invisible is because when they look at on the dating sites, when they looked at the women swiping left or right, women only found 20% of the men attractive. Those men aren't on additional dating sites, on each dating site. So the women actually get turned off after a certain point, because they know that these men, the only thing they do is to have the option of sleeping with whatever women that they want. If you have the option of sleeping with any woman that you want, and women are coming through always after you, it's hard for you to sit up there and say, well, no, I'm not going to do this. Don't get me wrong, it takes self-discipline, but you know that you're being offered at any moment. Is it Robert A. Smith?
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
You and DL and some of the other Red Pill guys constantly reference the dating app sites. I'm wondering if I was to then combine those numbers with, let's say, a typical everyday survey from people who don't use dating apps, what would those numbers then look like? Would they get worse or better, in whatever context you want to use?
Let me take a poke at it first, bro, and I'm gonna hand it off to you. The reason we cite these dating apps and the reason these numbers come up is because the number one way people are meeting today are dating apps, social media. Instagram really is the number one dating app on the planet.
Right, but that's not the only.
But that is the main way now today. This is how they're not meeting in church. They're not meeting at the workplace. They're not meeting through social circles. They're meeting online. I'll let Brother Hayoka take over from here.
It dovetails with what you said when you were in London, and you said you didn't see any beautiful women. Beautiful women you're not going to find on the app. Most of them you're going to find they're going to meet whatever man they get with through somebody that they know or something like that. They're not going to be they're not going to be in the sets because they're going to be swamped. All the 20% are going to go after them, so they're not going to get on that. But for the average woman who's getting on those sites, it sets up a really bad dynamic in the sense that in relationship, let me answer that. In relationship to what you're asking me, if you went from the dating sites and extrapolated that to the general public, it would be worse, simply because those are the people who are actually being honest. And we know because of social pressure, women don't want to be pinned down that way. You know, given the choice between taking responsibility and not, a lot of them won't. So they don't want to be associated necessarily with something that would look bad. And it lets you know that in the last 10,000 years. So you want to
find the top 20% of women on the dating apps, but you would find the top 20% of men on the dating apps?
The reason why is because 100% of the women would go after that 20%. It's not, the thing about it is, given the choice, think about it this way. When we talked about the woman who was on Pearl, she turned herself an 8. So she would look for somebody who was equal to her, even though she's a big girl, and you would not consider her an 8. I don't think DL would consider her an 8. Don't get me wrong, any man would consider her an 8, but she would go for the top as opposed to anything else.
And that's what I was asking DL, Hayoka. If there's an 8 sliding up in her DL, then which DMs? Then which one of us is correct and which one of us is wrong? No, who got validated and who was incorrect?
There wouldn't be a man who's an 8 sliding up in her DMs. There would
you
be
sure?
more than likely. I would highly doubt it. There would be somebody with a higher sexual value, market value than her. That
Well,
she
then
would
she's
find.
already winning, right? That's already a net gain.
Yes, but that's not an 8. That's not across
But
the
that's a
board.
net gain. That's a net
Yeah,
gain. That's still more than what the red pill guy got, which is 0. No ass. Because DL already told me the red pill guys can't even get dates.
I don't. Wait a minute.
So she's already winning. She's still won over the guy doing.
Well,
Right.
well, the thing about it, I'm saying even those guys aren't sliding up for a relationship. They might slide up for sex at best, and she would be a fetish. She wouldn't be a standard.
So
Facts.
then, if she's a realistic 4, because let's be clear, me and DL, I think we agreed earlier. I rated her a 4 anyway. And I don't have a problem. Like, you come at me. She's a 4, Aoka, at best 3, actually. But in a world where let's say she got married to a 5, isn't that a positive?
No, in the sense that when you look at her, you know that, like, as you pointed out earlier, she lacks self-discipline. So she
Right.
she has probably has self-esteem issues. In which case, what happens is she's going to blow up her value because nobody else is going to do it. And if you ever listen to women, a lot of times they say, "Well, it's the confidence that counts." No, it's not. Not among men. You can be as confident as you want to. If you don't look the part, it doesn't mean anything.
So at what point then? See, this is where I'm getting hung up at, because as DL said, and as I agreed, let's be clear, there's dudes right now in her DMs, and we all know it. We don't know what rating or what ranking these guys are between 1 to 10, since we're going with that. We don't know because we're not in them DMs, but we know for sure there's dudes up in there.
I would have to agree with Brother Hayoka. I mean, I think we can safely assume. I know you're not supposed to assume, but there are no 10s. You know what I mean?
But it doesn't have to be.
There are no 7, 8, 9s or 10s in there. They're not. Yeah, I mean,
but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, but Brother Taru, what you're looking at is somebody who's looking at her self-esteem and knowing that no one's ever going to come her way. For the most part, a lot of men aren't going to come her way. And if they're just a little bit of above her, he feels like he's winning. But they're not going to. It's not about a relationship in that context. They might slide up in their DMs, but it's not about relationship. If they have a higher sexual market value than her, no, that's not going to be about relationship. That's about, okay, I know that you have low self-esteem. I know that you have no discipline. So I just want to hit it.
I think now I've been able to put it together with you and DL, and now maybe understand the red pill space better. You guys want to increase your chances of, or not you guys, I mean the community. These are a group of men who want to increase the amount of women that are attracted to them and simultaneously get women to lower their standards that increases theirs.
No.
Right?
No.
Is that basically what it is?
No, I would say this. I would say that what I'm trying to do here, I can't speak for all the red pillars. I can't speak for all the people in the manosphere or whatever. But for like what Fresh and Fish trying to do, what Rich Cooper's trying to do, what Rollo Tomasi is trying to do, what I'm trying to do, and so on and so on is this. We want to make men understand the rules of engagement.
Exactly.
Right? Here it is. Like, and I'm saying this because Terus is a soldier, like I'm a soldier. Here are the rules. This is the situation on the ground. I know you were trained to believe something else. This is what you were trained to believe. Women are sugar and spice and everything nice. Women need to be protected. You know what I mean? Women need to be all these different things. There's some truth in that, but the situation on the ground has changed, right? So you need to soldier the fuck up. If you want these women to see you, you need to get yourself into the top 20%. Why? Because we have very good intel that says that women are only messing with the top tier dudes. So you need to get into the top tier. To me, that's what the red pill, that's what they're trying to do when they talk about this money, game, and frame. So why is the red pill
community not also telling these men to adapt and evolve their standards of how they view women? Because if that's the case, men need to also understand that You need to stop judging women's as if this is the 1950s and 60s. They're not Stepford wives, right?
brother,
They're not there to just be a glorified maid. These women, we live in a Western society where women are allowed to have both, like men, a family and a career. We can do both.
Brother Teru, the issue is simply this: that when you think of the red pill, the information has not been wasn't passed down because of broken families, no father in the house, and everything else. Now what happens is that we have communities online in order to share information with one another, where you didn't have it before. So as Jill was saying, we were operating under the assumption that women were sugar and spice and everything nice. We didn't operate under the assumption of hypergamy, which is in actuality a biological response to intergender mate selection. And so what happens is,
hey, Oka, I really got to ask you this man to man. If I, as a 35-year-old male, single in a matrix right now, tried to bring up hypergamy in a casual conversation on a date with a woman, what is my chances of sleeping with her?
Let me tackle that. And this is, and that's not even me. This is what Fresh and Fit will tell you. They will say, "Why are you bringing this shit up on a date?"
Yeah,
that's what they will tell you.
The
that is
point
fucking. That is fucking.
The point is, when you get down that path at all, and you're not from a research perspective, you're on a foot soldier perspective, meaning this is who it applies to. You do realize that you're most likely fucked for the foreseeable future if you're single talking about hypergamy. But here's the thing, you've already gone too far to where you might not be safe.
And I'm gonna let Brother Cody answer this, right? Cody's King is right there on the screen. All Red Pill is about is having your eyes open to reality, right? Exactly. He goes on. It's just about facts, not propaganda or
I understand
feelings.
what Red Pill is. I just think you guys are. I think unfortunately you guys got unplugged and downloaded the wrong information.
But Brother
Teru, wrong software update.
No. I'm looking at the. Go ahead.
You're talking about a solution to a dating situation, as opposed to an understanding of the context under which you're going to be dating. Those two aren't the same thing. You can have, let's say, what would you call it? A diagnosis.
They're not the same thing, but they exist in the same reality. It has to be done at the same time. It's not either.
No, they don't. No, they don't. You can have a diagnosis and no cure. They don't have to give
me, but then still take steps to maneuver around it. It's like barriers in life. There's barriers, and then you do things. You go up, around, down, through it if you want. You know what I mean?
But if I give you a diagnosis as to this is what the actual scene is today, what's going on, and so that you can there's a thing in the military called an OODA loop. You ever heard of it?
No.
No, hell no.
An OODA loop is observe, orient, decide, action.
Okay. We probably got a software update, so we probably didn't use that.
There's a different acronym, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah. But what happens is simply this: is that before you can, if a young man goes out there and he's operating under an assumption that is faulty to begin with, he stands no chance whatsoever. If he's operating under the knowledge, it's just an understanding, or as Cody pointed out, an accurate map of what the lay of the land is. At each stage in a woman's life, hypergamy is not the same. He looks for different things at different times. So you might be a 35-year-old man, but depending upon the woman that you're talking to, your responses can be different because of the age bracket, what she would be looking for, the things that would be important to her at that time. But if you don't know that to begin with, because nobody's ever talked to you, then you're out to begin with. Nobody's ever said anything.
And I would want to share this as well. You got to understand something too. Like when I talk about these things, and when most of the other content creators talk about this, like when Fresh and Fit talks about it, you know what I mean? When Rich Cooper talks about it, even when, to an extent, when the Tate brothers talk about it, they don't look at hypergamy as a bad thing. They don't. They look at it like this is a thing. This is how you should maneuver to deal with said thing. That's it. That's all they're saying. So it's not like we're going to beat up on these women for wanting the best. No, that's a great. I think hypergamy is, and I know hypergamy is a far superior dating strategy than the way the men do it. Far superior. Men just want to smash. But women are saying, like, I want to get the best. I want to protect my seed for the best sperm possible. And I'm like, you know what? That's smart.
You know,
Dr. Go ahead, bro.
Sorry. You know, Dr. Jordan Peterson said women throw men into a pit and they fight it out, and the winner gets married. So the thing about it is that, and that would be an example of hypergamy. You said, let's say you were a 35-year-old man. Well, to give you an example of an understanding of what hypergamy would be, if you run into a woman who's, let's say, 26, 27, 28, okay, more than likely she would be looking to settle down as opposed to a woman who is probably younger. Okay, the rationale is simply this, is that when women have their youth and beauty and sexuality, men look most for that. When she gets to be a certain age, she's competing with her younger self. And she knows she can't compete with her younger self. So what happens is it moves her into a position where now she has to say, well, listen, my looks are fading, my sexuality is fading. I have to look for long-term commitment. Because if I don't, then I'm going to be alone. Now, some women come to it earlier and say, well, listen, I got to do this while I got my beauty. Some women come to it late and say, well, listen, I'm 46, 56, and I'm looking for a man. Well, 40 and 56-year-old can compete with 26-year-old who can't compete with younger. If you ever look at the...
I was going to say that 40 and 50-year-old woman, whoever she is, couldn't compete with her 20-year-old self.
Exactly. That's why they call it Forever 21 as opposed to Forever 41.
It's always interesting because I see like some of the men around my age and older. I've always noticed that they date younger women, and these women aren't necessarily more prettier or anything than the women our age. It's just the fact that they know they're dumb as fuck, and that the women our age knows their fucking games.
But see, that's the thing.
They gonna play that shit,
and that's the thing.
And so they
go for
that. They go for the women. They think.
See, I can't give that a pass because that's I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot, and they say, "Well, she's dumb." Okay, you saying she's dumb, or is it she hasn't been wrecked yet?
Exactly.
You feel me? I mean, that's the thing, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Both can be, but here's the thing: there are dudes out there who want young, dumb, and full of cum or whatever. They want that so they can bust up in that. There might be some dudes out there like that. But that's not the strategy of most guys. Most guys are like, I just don't want to deal with the pain and the bullshit that's going to come along with the woman who went through the same shit I went through. Then you
don't want a woman. This is what I said earlier, bro. These dudes be arguing for transgendered rights the most. You want to fuck their homeboys. That's what they want to do. They want to fuck their homeboys. Women are different. So you're going to get emotions with women. That's just...
Yes, you will. But Brother Turu, the problem that you're looking at is simply this. Is that, like I said, the demographic for, let's say, 20 to 24, men find women attractive. Okay, and that's also at the most fertile time. You see older guys with younger women, okay, because they have, a lot of times it's kind of like this. If you can't have kids with her and she's already ran through her life, like you said, you're number 500, okay? You're 35, she's 35. Okay. At this point, she can no longer have kids. Okay.
Why not?
Essentially, she's put in the same position as you. As only in the context of she can't have kids. You can have kids if you decide to. This is why if you look at our biology.
Whoa. Women are having kids in their early 40s on a more regular basis.
Once you're over 30, it's high risk, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, but these women don't give a shit about that.
And what Brother Turu doesn't know is simply this. They tell you about the successes, they don't tell you about the failures.
They don't.
The thing about it is that if they gave you the numbers for failure, they would be way higher than the successes that you got. Okay. When you look at 40 and above, you're looking at spontaneous abortion sometimes. You can look it up. After that, when you hit 30, it's chromosomal damage. When you hit 35, it's geriatric pregnancy. When you hit 40, it can be spontaneous abortions. That's why you see a lot of IVF going on. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And real quick, I want to drag us off this for a hot second. And this is one of the reasons I'm in this space. And Sister Follow, I'm glad you put this up here. She was like, I get the red pill and went on a date with a guy in these spaces. He went straight to red pill rage one day, and it was a major turnoff. And here's the thing, and then and bro, good thing it's a show about it. I'll send you the show about it. I don't even want to get into it, but red pill rage is a thing. So here's the thing, and good thing brother Cody is here to square his sister follow away. Here's the thing, these guys, dudes, y'all listen to me. The point of these shows, this show, the point of Red Pill, the point of Fresh and Fit, and all the other shows is for you to understand the dating landscape today. Not yesterday, not last year, not 20 years ago, right now. That's the point of these shows. The point of these shows is not for you to go out here and get all revved up and finally get a woman to see you and listen to you and hear you and have a talk with and you start bringing up these Red Pill talking points. Don't do that. This is why I'm here. You need to learn how to have a conversation, and your conversation can't be red pill. These dudes fall down into these holes, man. They get into these bubbles, and they miss the fucking point. You see it, bro. There was a girl who was on Fresh and Fit. They called her Slow Bunny. She's like a white girl, like Snow Bunny, but they called her Slow Bunny, right? Not that attractive. I'd give her a 7. You know what I mean? She moved from the Northeast down to Miami, and bro. It's a long story, but the way the story ends, she winds up in a Uber with me, and I'm taking her back to her place. It was nothing sexual, y'all. It's just the way it turned out. I offered to ride because we were together, and I wanted to make sure she got home safe. And she was under Fresh and Fit's protection, so to speak. So I'm like, yo, I'll make sure she gets home, fellas. No problem. Man, take her to the crib. She's showing me on her phone all these dudes from the Fresh and Fit platform sending her money. I'm talking money, bro. One dude sent her like $3K. Dude sending like, hundreds of dollars. I don't think I saw one in there for less than $100. You know what I mean? Like from $100 all the way up to $3,000, all these different sending to her so she can work on her rap career and be established in Miami and this and that. Bro, these dudes on the show was clowning her. Slow Bunny was an insult. They clowned her ass. But here they are sending her money once, the show's over. They're all getting, because she is hearing and seeing them. Like she's sending them back. I'm like, have you ever met any of these dudes? No. You ever talked to any of these dudes? No. I just answer them on Instagram. Like, do any of them have your real number? No. And she's showing me the shit, bro. So these red pill dudes, they get into these red pill world, and what do they want? Like I said earlier, they simply want someone to hear them. They want a woman to hear them. You know what I mean? So it just ties to what Sister Follow was talking about. These dudes will finally get an opportunity to go out and meet a woman, a decent woman, to go out, a little coffee date or whatever. She understands the world. He understands the world. And what does he do? He talks about, all this nonsense of red pill stuff to this woman. That's the dumbest thing in the world, bro. So they missed the point.
Yeah, this is why I was attracted to your platform, because I said it again, dog. You don't, dude, I don't. Oh, only dudes who worry about their sexuality.
That's for the crowd. That's for the crowd, man. Continue with your story.
I fuck with you because I don't agree. Because I look at you and I go, you are teaching these guys how to operate. Because I look at the Fresh and Fit and what those red pill guys look for, and again, they're being told that, or they're putting out this narrative to women that they want these 1950s. 1960s Stepford wives kind of women. You don't put that out, DL.
Brother Taru, the problem with what you're saying is simply this. They're saying, listen, the modern women, a lot of times can't fulfill even the emotional needs necessarily of a man. And when you go into the business in the corporate world, you have to take on the characteristics of a man. This is why a lot of men are saying the women are masculine. But in relationship to the red pill rage, just real quick, what happens is that you never try and red pill a woman, okay? And if you do have red pill rage, you have to subliminate that into something positive. You can't just have red pill rage, because the rage comes from looking back at your life and realizing that you were doing it all wrong. It's like you think that you're dealing with women and sugar and spice and everything nice, and then you get to a certain age and they rip the veil back and you say, wait a minute, it wasn't that at all. That can cause psychological trauma, because what you believed for so long is no longer valid. And when you see it in action, that it is no longer valid, and you see the rationale for understanding why women are doing the things that they do, that can put you in a position where you really have a lot of anguish and a lot of animosity. So you never try and red pill a woman. If you're trying to get with her for to have a relationship, then what happens is that you want to do the appropriate things for her age bracket and for your age bracket. But it's having an understanding. If you come at it from a perspective of anger, it's never going to work out. A position of anger is automatically based on one of two things: either somebody hurt you or you didn't get your needs met.
Hey, bro, listen. I want to stop you there too. I want to stop you there for a hot second. Listen, listen, y'all, dudes out here. If you're on a date with a woman and you start talking red pill shit, you've already lost. It's over. It's over. Pay for the coffee, pay for the meal, whatever it is, pay for it and leave. Don't even finish your thought.
Let's go.
It's over. It's over. I mean, it's just, and Brother Hayoka is right and all that. And the only reason I stopped him is because I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I don't even care why you're hurt. I don't even care. Like, dude, if you out here with a woman and you talking red pill shit, bro, game over. You know what I mean? It's this, bro.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
That's what she thinking. Oh, that's great. You know what I mean? It's over. You missed the whole point. You are a no-go at this station. That's what we say in the Army, bro. You just failed. You are a no-go at this station. Take your ass back to the front.
Remedial.
Other line. Go brief yourself and come and try it again. In the Army, you only get 2 chances. You know what I mean? You only get 2 chances. Fellas.
Yeah.
This red pill shit is for you to put in here, bro. Y'all know what time it is, man. What's this for, man?
Think tank.
Yeah.
Arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
It's for the think tank, gentlemen. You know what I mean? Like Sister Follow.
Gloomy, man.
Yeah, like Sister.
The 80-20, man. Ugh.
It's a real number, bro. And like Sister Follow, I'm so sorry. She has a good point here, and I wanted to show that. Like she went on a red pill day and it didn't work out for her. This is what I wanted to show because she's sharing it. Thank you so much for sharing, sis. Right? Cody warned me about him, and I still went anyways. Should have listened to him. Ladies, this is for y'all. If y'all got a guy who's in the top 20, if y'all got a dude who's cool with you, right? He ain't trying to smash. He just trying to give you some information, right? Y'all cool. Y'all better listen. Y'all better listen to him. Don't listen to your girls. You better listen to him because he going to tell you what it really is. Why? Because you ain't got nothing he want. For whatever reason, it's like there's something that he's going to give you the real. If it's a bottom 80 dude, don't listen to him. Don't listen to the bottom 80 dudes because the bottom 80 dudes are trying to smash. Don't listen to them. You want a guy if you talking to a dude that other women want and other men want to be, and that guy is going to give you some game, you should listen. That's why y'all should be listening to Fresh and Fit. You know what I mean? And just take that away like, okay, I see that. But women like to fight it. Sister Follow fought it. And guess what? She wasted time. Time she ain't never going to get back. Right? And she went on to say that. She's like, this is why I believe men should vet other men. Right? Cody sniffed him out early. Absolutely, men should vet other men. You know what I mean? And Brother Cody was like, damn, you took Betty home. Listen, man, I dropped her off at her crib, bro. I'm keeping it 100. I ain't do nothing with Slow Bunny. That is not my thing. Slow Bunny is not that. No, that's not me, bro. And it's the last thing I'm going to say, and we're going to go into final thoughts. And I say this to y'all all the time. All the time I say this to y'all, right? I want to give myself the whole screen on this because I want y'all to fucking hear me. I gave myself the whole screen. Don't go nowhere, fellas. I'm going to put y'all up in a second. Here's the thing. If you have never said no to a dime sexually, I mean, you had a woman, a beautiful woman, who's trying to get you to smash her. If you ain't never said no, then you ain't really what y'all saying top G shit. You ain't really a top G. Myron, Fresh, Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Justin Waller, all the rest of them. There are beautiful women out there that they said no to. There's more women coming around her that they say no to. Right? This is where you want to be, gentlemen. This is where you want to be. Right? So all this stuff, man, and like No, brother Tarus, I appreciate all the good things you're saying, man, about me, because that's what I'm trying to do here. There's a disconnect within this red pill world. There are guys in the red pill world who are missing the message, man, for all of the BS. Right? Why you think Rich Cooper calls it the Mano Swamp now? Because there's people in here trying to get into their pockets. I'm really trying to help. You know what I mean? People like, well, dang, DL, you talking about you about to start selling products too? Yep. Because that's the only way I think dudes really listen to me.
Yeah. But I fuck with you because when you on here, you say real shit, bro. You say real shit.
But what DL just mentioned a little bit earlier was simply this. The reason why they looked at the 10 and said, listen, no, is because if you're constantly dealing with 10s, then it's just a 10. There's nothing special about that. It's from the position of a mindset of abundance. Most men, especially in the 80%, come from a position of scarcity, mindset of scarcity. So it's like, well, whatever you want, I will do, and automatically that's a turnoff to women.
Yep.
Because could both of you guys agree that men do need to adapt and evolve to what modern women are today, though? Like, we're not turning the clock back.
Yeah, what do you mean? Whoa! What do you mean exactly?
Because I see a lot of red pill guys, Heyoka, that when they describe their ideal woman, again, this is why I mentioned Stepford Wives. They let's be clear here. They sound like just trophy wives, old school 1950s, seen but not heard, only in the house, got to maintain the image all fucking day. Like, these are the kind of women that these men describe all the time. And so when we're talking about hypergamy, let's be clear here. Let's not act like these dudes don't have a standard. Because guess what? If I ask you your ideal woman, you're not going to describe a 5 either. You're not going to describe a 4. You're going to describe a 10, right? And you're going to try to go get a 10 until you realize you can't get a 10, right? How long will that take? Until you realize that. You see, I could go back and forth with this all day.
I'm gonna let brother Hayoka go, and then I'm gonna go, and then we're gonna roll in the final thoughts. I got Cody is king. All I heard is Tarus attracted to DL. Pause, bro. That's why I love Cody. That's why I love brother Cody, man. He a real one, bro. That's go and listen, y'all. Go back and watch that episode we did. Me and brother Cody came on, and we actually had an episode. It was a very, very good conversation. I can't wait to get him on the show again, bro. Like I said, I'm honored that he even agreed to do my show, man, because he ain't out there like that doing people's shows, bro. Like I said, bro, I got nothing but respect for you. Cody is king. You know what I mean? So, brother Hayoka, go ahead and talk about that, man. Why shouldn't men, or in your opinion, why should men either? How am I gonna put it? Should men adapt to the way women are today, or should men maintain their own standards? I'll let you go with that first, bro.
I would say like this: we are adapting in certain ways. We do have our standards, mind you, but I would say like this, that when Brother Taru talks about traditional 50s type women, I think what he's confusing is the fact that it's not Stepford wife or brainless boob. What it is that you want someone fit, feminine, and cooperative, essentially saying to you like this.
You want a robot.
No. The reason why it's not a robot is because like this, is that most men traditionally do not like the girl who said she was at an 8. Okay. That's the standard. Do you remember the swimsuit issue? I think it was last year. They had
those women back in the day, when you surveyed them and they talk about it, they was fucking miserable.
Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you something.
I don't want to be in a marriage where I'm miserable, bro. I would not be married for 15 years if I had a mechanical ass marriage. No.
You knew. 15 years is new. Anyway, what's up is like this.
Shit, it's a lot longer than some of these red pill guys, right?
Well, I think so, but Rolo's in his 24th year.
I don't know who that is.
Rolo Tomasi. Rolo's been married for 24 years. And the thing about it is simply this. Here's what I'm saying. They had 4 swimsuit issues last year. Okay. They had Kim Kardashian, Ciara. They had a plus size model, and they had Elon Musk's mom, May Musk. Okay. So you had one older woman, 2 younger women, and a plus size woman. It didn't even make any sense. They're, trying to the issue is simply this: is that men want a certain demographic of women. If you meet that demographic of women, then what happens is you are considered attractive by most men. Okay, just like hypergamy is based on biology, our look is our look of that age group is based on the fact of fertility. Okay,
No, it's based on a social construct. See, I completely disagree. There's a social construct because there's regions in Western Africa where the men prefer bigger women. You know that, right?
Yeah,
but that's a social construct thing. That has nothing to do with biology.
No.
That's a culture thing. That's learned behavior. That's environment. That has nothing to do with biology. See. The reason why bigger women, sure, you can also say the feminist wave had led to those swimsuit issues, but also because men are finding thicker women attractive in today's social society. Like the culture and everything is organic.
Well, when you say finding thicker women, that's a euphemism. What do you mean by thick?
Our definition of thick as guys is definitely going to be different than women's.
Yeah,
I think you and I would agree with that.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, where we would say a man was fat, we would say a woman was plus size. You know what I mean? But what I'm referring to is that for us as men in the red pill community, it is to at least have a guidepost, some semblance of being able to say, well, these are the things that you need to be able to articulate what you want as a man. And once you articulate what you want as a man, be centered. Because if you ever think about it, in the blue pill community, everything is about somebody else. It's not about them. So one of the things about red pill is to learn to know yourself. If you don't know yourself,
you can't. Because the blue pill community, first off, is I don't even know what they are. I've seen them a few times.
An example of blue pill would be a blue pill would be you take your jacket and throw it down for a woman to walk on in the rain, to walk over, something like that.
Some dudes is damn near non-existent, and that includes me.
No, but that's true. But the thing about it, but it's just a modification now. And when I say a modification, I'm saying that women have changed, and they're
an adaptation and evolved.
Yes, exactly. I don't have an agreement. I don't have a disagreement with the terminology. I'm saying that among what it is to give you an understanding of female reproductive strategy. In order to, when the sister said earlier, the man had red pill rage, what it is that he had no social skills in order to articulate in a way to her, okay, without being offensive. You can't. Game is necessary in order to have a relationship with a woman, but the praxeology of understanding where she's at is the red pill. You put the two together, and you have a whole person in a way. You can have game, but if you don't understand how it why it's working, then what happens is you don't understand the mechanics. Red pill gives you the underlying mechanic.
Well, no, and this is why I said you guys are getting wrong information, because if you was getting the right instructions, the amount of men not being able to find dates would not be increasing. This is why I said whatever the red pill community's information guide is given to young men right now is not the right information.
But Brother Taru, you would say here's what you're looking at. You're looking at a situation where you think that the red pill just has been around for a very long time.
You told me it's new. You told me it's new.
No, the beginning, when you look back into it, okay, is in the early 2000s. When you see the pickup artists, they were testing things back and forth. That's the beginning.
That's new, bro.
Well, 2000, yeah. That's relatively new, but it's
mystery method and all that kind of stuff. And I can see now we're gonna have to come back, Brother Hayoko. We're gonna have to work on Brother Tarus. We're gonna have to come back because I'm listening to this and I'm like, we're gonna have to actually sit down, do research, and come at him with a coordinated effort. You know, man, we're gonna have to hit both flanks at the same time because for whatever reason we're not getting quite through there. But I do want to talk about a couple things, and we're gonna go to final thoughts. Right. So here's the first thing. You were saying that women weren't happy back in the day. Like when women were being women, raising kids, when being feminine, being traditional was a thing, you're saying they weren't happy then, right? So I wanted to show you something. And again, it is what it is, right? And I don't know if you guys can see this, This is Psychology Today. This is a profile of the happiest workers, right? So it's like a male, 39 years old, married, household income between 150 and 200,000 in a senior management position. One young child at home, a wife who works part-time, right? That's the happiest profile. The most unhappy profile, female, 42 years old, unmarried and no children, household income under $100,000 in a professional position, doctor, lawyer, etc. Right? Doctor, lawyer, etc. Right? The most unhappy demographic is this modern woman. And I want to show you one other thing, and then we're going to go into final thoughts.
Before you change that, here's the thing. Look at the first section of a happy male, okay? And she's working part-time. Her part-time would equal the second set of the 42. If you think about it. His profile, if she was working part-time and he's making $150,000 to $200,000 a year.
Let's go down to that male, the profile deal.
Well, I'm gonna send it to you because I want to. Because if the reason I just wanted to show it real quick, and we're gonna do another show, and we're gonna focus on these numbers because we're doing red pill numbers, and these fall into red pill numbers. We're gonna do another show on this, and it's probably gonna be in a week or so. So, but here's another study here, and there's another number that I was want to save for the other show, but it's estimated that 45% of women ages 25 to 44 will be single by 2030, according to a study done by Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley did this study. Right, so these women, almost half of women in America will between the ages of 25 and 44 will be single and childless. If you go into the actual study, it says that, and childless, further adding to their misery because they're unhappy. And there's another stat, I'm not going to pull it up, but we all know that more women are on drugs now, mood-altering drugs today than ever before in the history of our society. Right. So, and again, so you're saying there are a lot of women out there, like these women, and I don't even want to call them feminists because feminists, I'm doing research on feminism. Real feminists, we're all about human rights. If you can go back to the 1800s and get the women who started the feminist movement, they will be appalled at what's going on today. They will be fighting against it. They will be working with the red pill community to get this balance back to where it should be. Right. What's going on now is women have all the leverage. Society is punishing men, right? Trying to make these women happy. And at the same time, these women are driving themselves to a point where they're depressed. They don't have any kids. They're out here working jobs that they don't want. And they are the most unhappy demographic in America.
DL, now, dovetail with you in the sense of saying that Morgan Stanley did not do that because they were looking for dates for that group of women. They did it on the basis of investments of telling their investors what they needed to invest in, which is like
that's why they did it.
When you think about it,
we got a low birth rate.
But when you look at that profile, notice it says 25 to 44. They did not include the younger anybody under 25. Notice that was left out. That demographic was probably less than what you were looking at with the 45%. So they discarded that right off the bat.
Right off rip. So, and I just want to throw that out there. And we're gonna
because that demographic though watching this content.
But brother Taru, that's the exact demographic that I pointed out to you earlier, which is 20 to 24, that men find women most attractive. That
right,
demographic
that seems like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like if I'm 15, 17 years old, I'm listening to red pill content, then of course women at that age, by the time I get to that age group, are not going to have any kids because I'm going to be red pilled and I'm not going to be fucking any of them.
The red pill says that for a woman to be happier, she needs to pursue her family. The happiest, like the most unhappy woman is that working woman between those ages we stated, making under $100,000, working this general, this middle management position, right? The happiest woman is that woman who's at home, who had kids. Whether she's working or not, she had children. Women get a different type of fulfillment from having kids than men do, and I do agree with that about the red pill. Go ahead, brother Helka.
And brother Dio, notice that in order for her to have children, she had to be fertile. So this is why I say that if you're looking at, if most men find women between the ages of 20 and 24 attractive, and then you have this Morgan Stanley report that goes from 25 to 44. Okay, these women have not have children. These women are single and lonely. Okay, but the previous group, they didn't point out because that's the most attractive to men. That's where you're going to be having your children from the men in the first profile. When he says, well, listen, I'm making $150,000, $150 to $200,000, and I have a wife and children.
Yeah, we're really gonna have to do this again because I'm not tracking here, and
I know you're not tracking because the numbers, because these numbers are just as new to you as they were to me. When I first heard these numbers, I'm like, damn. But here's the thing: it makes sense when you sit down with these numbers, bro. I'm gonna send you these things so you can like do your research and get your rebuttal ready. Since we're already set up, we're gonna roll into final thoughts. And brother Hayoka, we'll start with you, bro. And again, thanks for popping up, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. The way I would tell Brother Taru is simply this: is that, you know, the like I told you before, the red pill is an evolving situation. Okay, and you're going to be looking at different aspects of it's just an observation of female habits and the way that they do things. Mm-hmm. Give you an example. If you want to look up something that you might find funny, is look up the t-shirt the t-shirt test, where they had men wear t-shirts for 2 days, and that the women found the men with the scent that was most different from their brothers and fathers the most attractive, as opposed to one that was that was like their brothers and fathers. There are subtle cues that are always in the environment that we're always reacting to. As we move forward and more things are made, more observations are made, we come to an understanding that women do things for different reasons, just like we do. The red pill is simply a response to those things, so that what happens now is that it can be passed down, whereas before it couldn't be. You can say, well, to give an example, if you look at Preventive Medicine by Rollo Tomasi, he outlines, you can look up the outline, he outlines that at different stages in a woman's life, hypergamy manifests itself in different ways. And because it manifests itself in different ways, women are looking for different things at those times. Young girls don't tend to be looking at the economics because they're coming right out of their father's house. Okay, whereas older women are looking at finance. Okay, just like I pointed out to you earlier, where as a woman finds that the age is coming upon her, now she finds that she has to settle down as opposed to play the field. These are observations. You can make of them what you want. Okay, you can come to your own conclusions, but if it is what you're looking at, then you need to work accordingly. Mm-hmm. You need to adapt accordingly. You can't just say, well, I'm just going to do anything in the face of this. And that's what's going on. I'll let it go from there, because we'll do it. Like Dale said, we'll talk another time.
We're going to have to, man. Thanks again, Brother Helga, for coming through, man, dropping the knowledge as you always do. Over my shoulder, there's the movie, I'm pretty sure you've seen it, Man on Fire. In that movie, one of the characters, the name is The Voice. La Voz, or however they say it in Spanish. Bro, you need to get that icon, Brother Hayoka. That should be your icon here on StreamYard. Whenever it just says The Voice, or however you say it in Spanish for my Spanish speakers out there, because it's just the voice that comes out of the darkness with all that knowledge, man. Thanks again for being on here, bro. I appreciate it. And we'll be talking to you soon, bro. Peace. Damn, I keep hitting that button too fast. God damn it, I gotta get better at that. What are your final thoughts, man? Knucklehead Browns fan, you know what I mean? Super straight leg. What's your goddamn? What's your final thoughts here, bro?
Oof, man. Once again, I learned a lot. Learned some new things. Overall, I get that. I understand the red pill concept. I've always understood the red pill concept. Unfortunately, I hate how the red pill term has been appropriated. And maybe I got pushed back. Maybe there's some inherent pushback because of how the word has been appropriated. Because I get being enlightened. What I don't get is being enlightened and then just whining about women all day. To me, that's not red pill. That's just a bunch of losers in their basement whining about women. You know what I mean? And so maybe the pushback is that, again, the wordplay here. And I understand that the red pill is supposed to be an instruction manual. Here, guys, here's a general operation guideline. Here's an operation manual. Here's a TA or TM. Here's the service truck. Here's how you go about life. This is what I'm saying. The red pill community currently right now is giving these young men wrong information, the wrong manual. And the reason why is because if I understand this is an evolving situation, but if the manual was correct, the suicide rates would not be up. The overdose rates of men would not be up. The amount of men who are not getting laid would not be up. The amount of men who can't even find a date would not be up. All of those things says that the current instruction manual for men in America is wrong, not working, and we need to restructure it. That's my final thoughts.
I'm gonna give you a clap on that, bro. And here's, and when we do this next episode, we're going to start the next episode with that. I'm gonna load this up, and we're gonna listen to your final thoughts, what you just said, and that's where we're gonna start it, because I got a lot of pushback for everything you just said. But I'm so glad you were on this platform to say it, yo, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I love it when you come on here. This is really good perspective. Me talking to another top tier dude about this world, because just like you just said, you summed it up really good. So yeah, we gotta get you back, bro, real soon. You gonna be hearing from. You know what it is.
Absolutely, man. Peace.
So I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace, bro. And there you have it. So what are my final thoughts on this show? What are my final thoughts on this? First of all, we are going to continue this conversation. We're going to talk numbers because we only got halfway through. We didn't even get a chance to get into the whole 666 thing, 6 feet, 6 pack, 6 figures. We didn't even get into that. So I'm doing another show where we could actually get into that and actually break down those numbers. And I'll just give y'all guys a quick little taste. You know what I mean? When it comes to men who make $100,000 up in America, it's like 13% of men in America earn over $100,000 a year or more. Over 6 feet, 14.5% of Americans, or I guess American men are over 14. I think it's all American, but I think for this particular stat said 14.5% of Americans are over 6 feet, and I'm pretty sure that they meant men, but it could have been all Americans. And as far as being fit, 6 pack, 13% of American men are considered fit, right? So just we didn't even get a chance to get into those numbers because, again, if women are going after the top 20 and that whole 666 thing, it just shows the number, right? The number just gets smaller and smaller, you know what I mean, of the men who are getting all these women, right, or getting access to all these women. So we'll get into the next one. Shout out to Brother Hayoko, who's always coming with the facts, the voice. You know what I mean? And gave him a new nickname. I hope it sticks. We're going to, shout out to the voice. And shout out to Brother Tarus, who's always willing and brave enough to come on and actually, learn. Like he's really trying to figure it out. And I get where he's coming from because I'm the same way. This mission I'm on, I learn every day as well. You know what I mean? And shout out to everyone in the chat who was here. Brother Cody, Sister Follow, Brother Hickles in here, Brother Jason, Brother Michael, everyone who was in here. I think it was Nightish in here. Casual Germ, everybody who was in here, Brother Primal, thank y'all so much. You know what I mean? I really appreciate it. This show would be nothing at all, really nothing. I look at people who are just getting started. I see people who've been doing this 3, 4, 5 years, and they still don't have 100 followers, 300 followers and stuff like that, and we're almost monetized. So I truly appreciate it. We're going to keep this going. And for those of you who rock with me on the political tip, don't worry. I got some more political stuff coming. Things are quiet right now because it's holiday season and whatever. But trust me, there's plenty of politics to be talked about, and we're going to kick that around on Downrange Podcast. And so, yeah, those are my final thoughts is we got more to talk about, y'all. That's my final thought on this. The conversation ain't over. It ain't over, Brother Tarus. We got more talking to do. So Thank you so much, everybody, for y'all support. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Please go love your family. Go tell your family you love them. Tomorrow is not promised, y'all. And for those who don't have a family, tell your tribe, tell your people. You know what I mean? And for those of y'all who don't have a tribe and you don't have anybody, hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram, man. Rock with me. You know what I mean? Come holler at me, because everyone needs to know that they are really loved. You know what I mean? This life can be hard. I understand that. You know what I mean? But you got to push through, Airborne Hood. That's what we doing here. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, but I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace. Let me get my sound ready. You know, I can't leave without hearing this.
Darn, that's the end.